Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the building. Let me just take the water this time before we start. Because I watched that clip again. Anyway, before I start talking, ladies and gentlemen, it brings me it brings me great pleasure and an honor to bring to you again. It's about the consistency. Another fantastic episode where we discuss boxing and everything in and around boxing. Sometimes we talk about life. Sometimes we just move back into boxing. But suffice to say, let us start the show in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it. Come on up. I'm talking for Spence. I'm doing everything today.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on up.
Yes,
And
sir.
Spence again. Spence on a little sabbatical. He's up and down, and it's good because it's not good, but ultimately when I'm doing my bits, Spence has to cover, and I'm not there, and now it's situation Spence got to do things, and I'm covering, and that's why I said it's always good to have three. Three is a magical number in it. It's a 369. These are the numbers of the universe. So when one is not present, at least you got the backup there. So you are our US correspondent, and uh, part of the structure now. Everyone on the Fight is Right knows that when we want all the gossips, the insight from the US, from that perspective, we know that Junior Golden Boy is always on hand. First and foremost, let me. It's so funny. You know there's certain names that you see up in the building. I see Malcolm Marcel. So big up Malcolm Marcel, bridging from however long. Old tight Chrissy Blue 876. She was and is the first person in the building. Old tight Skyline Skyline the editor. Old tight Elliot Francis 187. I'm doing all this without my glasses as well, so I know it's not good to strain your eyes, but I'm not. I'm saying to myself, I don't need glasses. But anyway, old type Philip answer 4568. Yemi X in the building 1797. Old type moving right 100. Steve Bailey 3482. Who's that? Raheem Gull. Okay, 7253. J Lanks in the building all day, every day. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Oh, type the lovely, lovely Becky Hells all the way in Puerto Rico. Denzel Bell in the building. A Force 286. Jay Greens, UK 8812. Here, hold on, who's this? Listen, Mark Prince may or may not join us today. I've done a last minute thing. uh, Mark Prince is like, send me the link, King. It's always good to have Mark. Oh, let me send him the link. It's always good to have Mark Prince with us, because this guy's just got so much knowledge, so much experience in the game, and he works with young men, young women in the community, aspiring boxers day in, day out. Oh, let me send him this link. Sorry, people. Sorry, because Mark will be on me cussing me if I don't send it to him. Mark Prince, Dr. Mark Prince. I could. Everyone around me is Doctor now. Doctor Spencer Fearon, Doctor Mark Prince, Doctor Easy Adamu. They're everywhere. Doctors everywhere. So much doctors. So much doctors. But these are my people. All right. Mark's got the link. Let's hold tight. What that? UKA, I said it already. UK881214P. Bless up, Tunde. Come on. All right, listen. Let's get straight into this thing. Last night, Callum Simpson uh,
Man.
took revenge. Took revenge. Uh, Good fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, and ultimately he was victorious. Um, you know, Exacting revenge on a foe that really said that he couldn't beat him again. He'd done it. He'll come back. Trey was saying, I'm going to come back stronger, bigger, better. You've given him more time to grow into the weight. But maybe that was his destiny, to become a British Commonwealth and European champion. And, who knows what's next for Troy. But he put up a hell of a battle, Golden Boy.
Oh, I appreciate that, Sammy. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, old time Sammy coming with a 20 sec. Shout out to Golden Boy. Appreciate you. I'm telling you, and I remember, I'm not too sure where Sammy's situated, but it ain't in the UK. So you're getting a global love right now. They know what time it is. But yeah, what was your take on the fight? And more importantly, what next for Callum?
That fight was another fight. Was another fight where it still took a piece of them because it was back and forth, especially the second half.
Mm,
Those type of fights, I said it yesterday. I said it. I always say this: a piece of you stays there. You don't never get it back. Every fight takes every sparring session. Every fight takes a little bit out of you. It just
mm,
and when you fight wars, it take a lot out of you. And Callum came back. I like what he tried to implement what Robert McCracken was doing. He put the 1-2-1 together, and then went to what he knows how to do, which is doing a lot of good inside work, which is a real gift for him because not a lot of tall guys can work on the inside. Not
yes.
everybody's gonna be like Riddick Bowe, So,
Mm,
so for
mm,
him to be able to do that is really good. But there was certain parts where he has to change certain things as he moves up. The way I always look at the pros is when you're working your way up, you got a whole second to make a mistake. Whole second and you can get away with it. And
mm,
you get to the top 30, now it's cut down to a half a second. Then you get to the top
mm.
15.
Yeah, yeah,
Now you
yeah.
get to 310. Once you get to that top five, you got 1/10 of a second to make a mistake, and that's your ass.
Believe me.
That's
Believe
it.
me.
That's it. And so and at certain parts, you remember, coach, I kept saying, this boy still strong. If I'm his cornerman, hey, stay alert. This boy's still strong. He in
Mm,
dog shit. He not going nowhere. Be alert for the load up. And what happened? He stayed there trying to throw 3 and 4 more shots, trying to throw
yes.
that 2-3-2-3 again. All of a sudden, Troy loaded up that hook. Boom! You saw him hurt. I said, "Oh, that woke him up.
Mm,
That woke
mm,
him up."
mm,
Hey,
mm.
when it comes to Troy, though, I want to make sure I give him props. He did not look for a way out. He didn't make
Yes.
silent agreements.
Yes.
He came to fight. I really believe, if his destiny is just to be a European, or British and Commonwealth, I wish I was healthy enough to have his career.
Come on. Yeah. And people forget that. Often people forget that. It is such an achievement. You know, ultimately, boxers, we're working class people uh trying to look for a better way out, try better way for our families, XYZ. And, you know, a British Commonwealth and European fight can buy you a house.
Yes, thank you.
That can buy you a house. It's no joke, And in a day and age that we're living in, where I was just reading an article this evening, uh, people over 50, 60 now, going 50 to 70 are renting homes because they can't own a home. So we have to put this thing that, we know that the young are no doubt going to be renting forever. A lot of young people are having to stay in their parents' house, wait into some 40-year-olds are living with their parents. It's not the reality that most people want. Well, I hope it's not the most reality that most people want, but it's the facts. And so for someone to win a British, a Commonwealth, a European, and earn that kind of paycheck where they can say, you know what, boom, I'm buying a house. At least that's one form of security for me and for my family. It's a big achievement, and I always say that nobody should really knock any boxer. Yes, you can have your critique and everything about, but ultimately, it's a sport where so few end up making any form of money that you just got to take your hat off to them, tip your hat to the side. So yeah, hold on, let me put up the link. I said, this is a Sunday show, and I want to hear. Did I put the link up? Yeah, I've just put the link up. Anyone want to click in? Just click in. Let me hear what your take. But and I see people, they want to know thoughts on Gradis. Hold on. My son's ringing. Family comforts. Josh, you always phone me when I'm on the show. phone me after. I speak to you. I'll phone you. I love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Family. Gladys Card looking like Anthony Yard. Gladys Kraus looking like Anthony Young. We're gonna come back to that because Gradis is moving the way he's supposed to move. Young 25-year-old, undefeated fighter, light heavyweight. Uh, if people didn't know him before last night, I'm sure people will at least take note now. But we'll come on to that. And going back to Callum's style of fighting, and you know, fights taking a lot. Callum's always fought like that, But as you
Yeah.
say, that style come unstuck, and I started to see the kind of levels you're talking about, and the ability to not, or the inability not being allowed to make mistakes. The higher level you go, when he fought Ivan Zuko or something like that, I think that was for the European title, and he got dropped in that fight. I think he may have even got dropped twice, Callum. But it's the style. When you're throwing 6, 7 punches, you get good fighters catch, counter, catch, just waiting for that counter.
Or punch
Sometimes,
while he punching.
or
But
punch
hey,
while he's
he punch
punching.
while he
I love
punch.
that one.
You won't catch him in between. Remember what happened with, and I talked to Danny about this. Remember what happened with Amir Khan when he went to Andre Ward and Virgil Hill. Virgil Hill
Yeah.
said, "I like the 6 punches. I like the 8 punch, but let's break it down to 3 and 4 increments, and then hop out, reset, then throw something else because."
Yes.
You stated, and remember what Danny said? He said, "Man, I thought the ref was hitting me. He was hitting me
Yes.
all these shots." And I sit in the corners. I mean, you can't keep taking these shots. You gotta load up something while he's right there, because Mir Khan, it was blink and he's gone. So you
Yes.
had to just split second sit, know that you're gonna get hit. You have to be okay with yourself when you're sitting on that stool and know when you get those instructions that if I want to counter, I may take 2 shots, but I need to make sure I don't take 5. You have to be okay with that. And remember, Daddy threw it. And with Callum, I want to make sure I say this and make it very, very clear. He has a gift. Not everybody that tall with that length can work on the inside, or not scared to work on the inside. And he's not scared to bend his knees. Some tall guys be scared to bend their knees. It really dig the body. He don't mind it. So if you add Robert McCracken to the 1-2-1 and then control him, maybe put a forearm there, put a pick there, whatever, and keep on adding that, and then he pulling in, not worrying about that. And he know, I saw the slick stuff he was doing in there last night too. Throwing the shoulder come over,
Yeah.
That was, oh my goodness. And that's great. Just as time comes, just know either throw that 2-3 and then be ready to roll. Okay, because remember the last time Troy loaded up the hook, he saw it at the last second and threw the right hand and rolled under. Like, oh my, you could see it on his face. He went, oh no, like
yeah. A comment here from Wody 148. He says 168 is too serious for Callum to fight like that against the top guys.
Yeah. It's a very dangerous weight class. So glad I'm little. So glad I'm a little guy. Like, it's one of the things. Like, man, I'm so glad I'm little. The big dudes can have that, man.
I mean, how would you see a fight between Hamza Shiraz playing out? Hamza against Callum, because they're both the same weight, and we know that Hamza's out there in Saudi picking up good money fighting fights. But I thought Hamza, I mean, really, he beat up everyone in the British scene, but there was really no one really at that time when he was at middleweight, apart from Denzel Bentley, to really challenge him. Obviously, he's gone up to 168 now, which I feel he should have been at even before. I don't even know how Hamza ever fought at 154, because really, in reality, Hamza is a light heavyweight minimum.
Yeah.
His frame could even go up to cruiserweight. He's one of those guys. He's so big. He's so lean. He can put on muscle mass without losing too much speed and move up the weight class. But that will be a very interesting fight. Why? Because Callum has that aggressive style. But in terms of heavy punching, Hamza Shiraz is a heavy puncher.
Yes.
A good technician as well. That's my guy. Hamza's, an Ilford boy. And that will be a fight I would like to see. Callum Simpson against Hamza Shiraz. And how would you see that playing out?
Right now, I wouldn't make that fight for Callum. Let him keep grooming. let him keep getting shot. If I'm handling him, if I'm handling him, my eyes. I don't want. Hey man, no, I could beat this guy. No, man, sit down. I know you behaving like a fighter. You supposed to act like that. But 2-3 more fights. Let's build this, because we're not gonna just chase this money. Like let's becoming more of a complete pro.
Mm,
Because right now, if you want
mm.
me to be honest with you, Colin, if he hit you with that shot that Troy caught you with, you wouldn't have been able to stumble and get back up.
Yeah, UK 8812 certainly agrees with you. He said Shiraz stops him. You know, Hamza's a big puncher. Hamza is
Yes.
a big puncher.
And he knows how to
And
use his length, coach.
yeah, I mean,
Callum wants to get inside.
his last performance was a bit underwhelming, but that could be due to lack of motivation because, Hamza won the world title against a nobody, and really he defended it against a nobody. And that's not to take away the accolade because me knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen, it ain't anyone that becomes a world champion. It just don't happen. Not no legitimate champion. I don't care what they say about the promoters moving you in. You're picking good fights. Yeah, we know that there are easier ways to win a world title,
Oh yeah.
and there is the most difficult way, which is the way AY has done it or
Look, look,
has
yeah.
attempted to do
Look
it.
at my friend. Look at two friends of mine. Look at
Yes,
look at Twin and look at Jared. Jared took the hard way.
yes,
And you have people right now looking at Twin, or for people who don't know who Twin is, Adrian Broner,
yes.
where how they like, man, yeah, you're a 4-time world champion, but look at how Al Heyman set them fights up. Because you remember, to the crowd, I could tell y'all this story, but I told it off air to
Yes.
Coach and on Spence. I was like, man, I'll never forget. It was fights that next week at Rosecroft. Jared, Damon, all the Mike Reed, all them fighting on the card. I walk into the dressing room and they all talking. And there you go. There go Junior right there. Junior. Because if he don't know who this dude is, then we know that this some bull. Who was that dude that Adrian just beat for his first world title? And
Yeah,
I'm not even 2 feet in the dressing room. I go,
yeah, yeah.
I honestly don't know who the guy is. See what I mean? Man, they said that whole so yeah, what coach is saying,
Mm,
I've seen that happen for sure.
Absolutely. Let's not move away from that particular card. On the undercard, co-main event, we had Gradis Kraus. I think that's how you pronounce it. The light heavyweight Norwegian. I think he's from Norway or Holland. Forgive me if I'm
Came
I'm
out with his
wrong.
daughter, right?
So yeah, coming out with his daughter. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been
yeah,
watching
yeah,
him.
yeah. But I noticed yesterday he wasn't really on no joke thing. He weren't really on no too much playing and dancing and everything. He had a look in his face that suggested to me that cool. Me and the daughter we done our thing, but yeah, I'm on the stage now. He's from Holland. Yes, thank you, Waldy. I'm on the stage now. I got to show these people that don't get twisted on the dance performance. I'm gonna show you that I'm a real fighter. And I say again, I don't know if that boy's a light heavyweight because he looks small to me. The boy that he fought, he looked very small to me. Yes, he upset one of our fighters or two of our fighters. Oh, well, I know he fought um sorry, Wrigley Spearmint gum. How come my fault? Clifton Mitchell's son, Ty
Oh,
Mitchell. He
mhm.
fought Ty Mitchell, and apparently, from what I've heard, the guy that Gradis fought last night, it was a nip and tuck. So yeah, but Ty Mitchell is a super middleweight, from what I know, and Gradis is a big light heavyweight, very muscular, young, tenacious, uh, seemingly can punch. I can't even say seemingly, he can punch with both hands. So he's definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with as time goes on. Uh, but I want to see him in with a more solid light heavyweight. Otat Sammy
Whoa,
again. Thank you for the
whoa,
100 sec.
yeah,
He said
whoa.
he
Thank you,
says Sam.
coach.
Yeah, right. Sweden, bro. They're everywhere. Sammy in Sweden. When Whitaker was with Boxer, Ben Shalom said he was the next big name. Now Whitaker left Boxer. It's Gradis. I understand he has to promote, but don't have to talk down on Whitaker.
Yeah.
Um, it's a good point. I don't actually. I mean, it's not about defending anyone. To answer your question, where's Spenny? Again, yesterday he was on his what he was doing. Today, he phoned me again. He said he may hop in at around 8:30 on his way back. So hopefully, Spenny will join us. But I can tell you from one doctor to another. From one doctor to another, we have the man himself, Dr. Mark Prince. So we have to put Mark in the middle of the screen. Mark,
Yeah.
you need to take that lighting course, because you know what? Today my brother sent me a video about the lighting. Yeah, I'm gonna get. Me, I'm not a no. Sorry, I'm about to say me. I'm not a no long thing. Once I see something, I just buy it. I'm not even critiquing it. But when I was watching the video, he was
Yeah.
showing me that you should not point the camera towards an open space. I mean, like the outside,
Okay.
because it dims. You understand? It makes
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
yeah. You see it already. So,
Yeah.
bro, I'm
Yeah.
learning the tricks already. I'm learning the
Yeah.
tricks
That's
of the
nice.
trade,
I like
and
that.
I'm gonna send you the link as well for the little.
Yeah. I
Because
like that.
we
I
wanna.
like
And there's a mic. There's a mic that my friend sent me the link to as well,
that.
to make
Okay.
the clarity even better than what we have now. So it's about elevating. I'm
Beautiful.
gonna share it with my brothers, not like these brothers that hold on to things and don't
Come
want man
on.
to. You get it? We're supposed to
Come
be
on.
elevating one another, and, and
Mhm.
and trying to elevate the game anyway. But good to see you, Mark. I know the reason why I called for you is you're someone that don't hold back nothing.
Nah.
You're a man that tell it as it is. Former
Yep.
champion, WBO, going over. You're another one of the first that went
Yeah.
over across the water to fight
Yeah. 100%.
Mikachelski, if
To
I'm
do
not
the
mistaken.
impossible, right?
Darius Mikachelski.
You
And
back said to me, what you doing? What you doing? Why you fighting that brother? Why you fighting that brother?
he said that, you bang.
You back said it to me.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He
I mean, a
told
lot
me
of people said
straight.
that.
He told me straight. He said they
Yeah.
offered me that fight. No
Yes.
way was I paid. Why'd you take that fight?
Yes.
I was baffled because them days I didn't understand about business. I'm from the streets. It's all about fighting for me. So it was
Yes.
like, what man's offering me a world title fight? Of course. It's like, yeah, but you're going over Germany, bro. Like, serious? And you're going against Darius Mikuchelski. Like,
Yes.
he wiped the floor with Nicky Piper.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wiped the
Yep.
floor with him. And then when Nicky Piper was commentating on my fights, he used to say that I'm not ready. He don't even know if I'm ready for a British title shot.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Darius never wiped the floor with me.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes,
Never wiped the
there
floor
you
with
go.
me, blood.
And
You understand me?
because this is boxing talk. This is one thing I was saying today. I'm like, you're here to tell that story. In boxing, there are only a few moments, and I feel like if you don't take that moment,
Mm,
it's hardly gonna come across again.
100%.
That's
You
what
know
I've
what I'm saying?
100%.
heard old timers say. Though you'll never Ray Boom Mancini said his father said he's like, you think I'm ready for Alexis Arguello? He said, fool, this is a world title shot. You don't know if they ever gonna call you again.
Exactly. Exactly.
100%. And what
Exactly.
would you
So
rather say? That I fought for a world title or I
yes.
fought for a British title? Like, full
Yes.
due respect to the British title, but I
Yes.
want to be able to say that I fought for a world title because that's what I came into this for.
But
Yes.
Mr. Prince, sir,
Yes,
let's
my
be
brother.
real here, sir. You you went over there and you fought a dog that was nobody could solve at that moment. And
Nobody in
people who don't
38
know,
fights.
that name isn't spoken of enough
Yeah,
Mm.
who this man stepped in there with. But Dennis Mikushevsky done sat there and beat so many guys. Like at that time, like you don't really hear his
trust
name as
me.
much as you should now, like or tapes on him as much as you should. This is
Trust
what people
me.
now say. It's a reason why people were telling Mr. Prince, like, hey, you gonna take this right now? Hey, you can
Yes.
go ahead,
Mhm.
because he was a little bit difficult
Bro,
to solve at that moment.
he was a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was, what's that guy's name that fought Yard? Not
Oh,
Bivol,
Beterbiev.
Benavidez?
Better
Beterbiev.
Biev. Yeah?
Kovalev.
Oh,
He
Benavidez,
was
And
a
yeah.
Better Biev, a Kovalev, a
yes.
Bivol of his time.
Yep.
Yes.
Now
Yes. Yes.
he was a monster. My trainer thought I was a big guy for light heavy. He
Yeah.
said this when he saw this guy. My trainer said, "What the frig? How is this brother so thick?"
Mark, when we were sitting down, when we was doing the face to face, it's two times really. When we was doing the and Yard and Benavides was sitting down on the chairs, and
Yeah,
this guy kick out his front leg like he was in his house on his settee. Mark, the size of Benavides' legs I said, nah. This ain't
Trust
right.
me.
This guy's legs was a heavyweight legs,
Trust me,
long.
boy.
I said, this guy, and then when I saw him at the open workout, I said, nah,
Bro,
TV's a liar.
so
Because you
wake
know,
up.
sometimes you see things on TV and you think to yourself, nah, could be speed up, camera tricks and everything. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
actually that fast.
Actually, that fast.
It was that
See,
go
bro,
go
I've
ahead.
been watching him, and
Mm,
I know I'm 57 now, but I'm still got that mindset of a fighter.
yes.
I go in the gym to train, and I'm trying
Yes.
to emulate what Benavides is doing with those hooks, yeah. And I'm like, what the? I'm like,
Bro,
oh my
it's
gosh,
like a
what?
machine.
The feet and the core to execute at the top with that
Yes.
level of relaxation.
Yes.
Well, I can only.
Yes.
I've been in the gym with
Yeah.
4 kg weights to
Yes.
try to develop that because I've still got that mindset. I see stuff and I'm like,
100%.
yeah, I need to perform like that. So I'm still on it. My missus always laughing at me. You're gonna be an old man still trying to box and rear tear.
And what that shows you is that you should never try to really emulate someone that has been doing something
Yeah,
since a child. He's
hundred
been
percent.
doing that since a child. And that's why we can look at tapes on XYZ,
Yeah,
but you're really now going from your route to try and
mhm.
master their route.
That's
And that's
correct.
why a lot of the old school fighters and some
Yeah,
few new fighters, they don't watch tapes on other guys.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
that why am I watching tape on you for? That's the like I need to make myself better.
You need to work on you.
On me,
Look, I'll,
that's
be-
the
I'll
whole.
be, I'll be
That's how
honest.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
success.
I'll be honest. Carly, here was the arrangement I had with my trainer.
Yes,
I'll tell you, and I'll train you and prepare you the way you need for this fight. I'll
yes,
watch the fighter and I'll
yes,
prepare you and get you ready. So for some
yes.
fights, Carly would incorporate 2 or 3 different kind of jabs and say, you're not going to win this fight without this jab. You need
Mm,
this. So I'd
mm,
spend 3 months in camp working on 1 or 2 type of jabs for this guy.
yes,
I weren't
yes.
watching his tapes, but when I went in the fight, my friend, it worked.
It
I'd
worked.
win the
It worked.
fight based on Carly's work behind the scenes. Do you
Yes,
understand me?
yes, yes, yes,
I
yes,
lost my world title fight. It was lack of preparation. Now remember
okay.
this. Um, Darius wrote about me in his autobiography. I didn't
Mm,
know this. Someone told me. He said, out of all of his fights, I was the most difficult. Because even though he stopped me in the eighth, he said in the press conference when I was right there, he had no idea he was going to stop me. Nothing showed him that. He didn't realize my gas tank was running on empty. All he was getting was
yeah.
heart. I had a
Yes,
heart, but there was
yes,
nothing left in my gas tank. I'd
yes,
never met someone like him.
yes.
These ain't excuses. I'm an 18-0 fighter. Listen to this. I'm a 9-1 amateur. No,
Mm,
I'm an 8-1 amateur. 8 wins, 7 knockouts, and these are beating the top fighters in the country in one season. Then I turned pro. So what do you call me? A novice, my friend.
yes, sir.
18 fights later, I'm really still a novice because I don't have the background I've learned in every single fight as I've gone on. I'm getting experience through every fight that I'm having. So
Mm.
this is why I understand when guys are talking about this, like you can't keep using that as an excuse because people never hear me bringing it up. Oh, guys, I've only had 9 fights. You don't hear that's my career. I decided to turn pro. I wanted to because I believed in me. So we can't keep using that. What we have to say is, do you know what? This guy beat me. He was better. Let me see what I can learn from this guy so I can exponentially just expand my toolbox and go to that level because being in there with you is going to show me that I can live at that level. So that's what
Let me
helped
just
change me.
let me just interrupt you there. I'm a
Yeah,
man.
bro.
I don't really. Sometimes I see things, and again, I'm at a stage in terms of training wise and managerial wise, and you know, I think with the invent of social media, things like
Hmm.
YouTube, Twitter,
Yeah,
and what have you, it's there for a reason for us to share knowledge.
yeah,
And Spencer always told me you have to study the history, yeah. And if I had probably known what I know now. Yeah.
Mhm,
Sometimes the reason why I don't like to live like that, because it's like I'll be ruining my experience, my own
mhm.
God, my experience that God, like there's no trepidation. Because
Yeah,
sometimes I feel if you have too much information, it's like, oh no, he did it that way. Don't let me do it that way. Now you start going
mm,
off track. But
yeah.
that saying of history repeating itself is a real saying. And I say that to say this. How many fights did you have when you went over to Germany?
By the time I got to Germany,
When you went to Germany to fight Michael Chelsea, how many fights did you have?
I was 18-0 with 15 KOs.
How many fights did Anthony Yarde have when he went over to Russia?
You know, in Anthony, very similar to my career, to be honest.
Bruv, he had 18 fights.
Yep.
But backside, you see what I'm saying? It's the same. It's a
Bro,
mirror.
I'm telling you, this thing is deep.
Trust me.
And this is what I'm always showing, man. It's
But
a
only the real
spiritual thing.
warriors,
The warriors,
will
and
step out.
we repeat what has gone before. And this is what all my heart's beating right now.
Yeah.
Because look at it, bro. 18 fights over to Germany, a place you told us the fight is right. What people were saying to and me, don't go.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
But we went there, and that
Yeah.
shows you that history. Hold on, the
Yeah.
one and only. And as I talk about history, you see the man just appear. As I talk about history.
Sorry, gentlemen, I'm actually at the cricket, mate.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
man.
boasting that. You're boasting
Let me
that
just say this,
cricket
yeah?
match.
Let me just say this really quickly. Tunde, right? And Junior Knowledge, Golden Boy, you done a fantastic watch along yesterday, mate.
Come on.
It was another level. It was incredible, man. Well done, you guys. Just keep it up. But you
Brilliant.
can see right now, it's Birmingham Phoenix versus London Spirit, and like I'm at Lord's, mate. I've changed since
Come
I've got my
on.
doctorates, mate. I've changed.
Listen,
Come on.
no one's saying you're rich and switch. You're just on a vacation. But
Levels,
yeah,
man.
good to see you,
Levels.
Spenny.
But now, I'm in the car because this game's gonna finish soon. So I'm in the car, I'm jumping on. But seriously, massive big up to Mark Prince. I'll be coming down next week for the fantastic work that you're doing, the
Easy,
foundation.
Dr. Prince.
Tunde, you're my guy because, bro, I heard you going on talking about Yarde when he went to Russia. What people need to understand or recognize is that was a different form of bravery, bro. Right? That's number one, right? And like people need to recognize that. And like Junior Golden Boy, just keep on doing your thing, man. I'm going back to watch the cricket right now because it's the best thing ever, right?
Come on.
And I'm going to
Come
have
on.
some hymns. Okay, yes.
Love
Later.
Dr. Spence.
Big up, Spencer. Spenny ranking later.
Man,
Yeah. Come
and
on.
Coach, I wanted to say, like, remember I told you when we were off the air, Mr. Prince, I was getting messages from people. I told Coach, I said, Coach, I got a message from somebody while y'all were out there saying they took his stuff. I said, what? They said, yeah, they took his stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean he took his stuff? They said they're not holding it. They took it. And I'm like, what are you supposed to fight in? I was like, what are you supposed to fight in? And he was like, man, you knew? I said, yeah, like I was getting calls about that. And Coach started telling me other stuff that I didn't know. And I'm like, man, why they put that boy in? And I had to make people understand that when you sitting Anthony down in that stool, you're thinking of everything that has happened since you took that flight. And you know in your head, this go-to decision is going to go 1 point one way, 2 points the other way, then 10 points the third judge. And it's going to go to Kovalev. So, hey, you're hurting this guy. This guy's starting to slow up. Smash the gas on this guy, man. Walk this boy down, man. Get up. And you saw Anthony's had him hurt bad. And if any other, if that was in Vegas, if that was here in DC, if it was definitely in Britain, there might have been they would have really took a bigger look at Kovalev when he had him hurt. When he started stumbling around, bending over, they would have made, now you can't keep bending over like that. Oh, now hold on, you know, they would have did that. And I tell fighters, like I had a situation with a teammate. I'm not gonna say his name, but he became a world champ, but he was started reverting back to his old way. And I say, you don't watch enough history, do you? You don't hear the stories in the gym about when Macho used to come to DC. You don't hear the stories about Mr. Bo. You don't hear these stories about all these guys. You about to repeat it.
I think not veering away from the topic. The
Yes,
point
sir.
is that fighters today are not taking the challenge, and if they're not taking the challenge,
I was about to say that.
there is gonna be no story. There is gonna be no Mark Prince sitting in front of us telling us about the experiences. What is important for us as a collective is that we don't allow our stories not to be told, because it don't matter how many millions you're gonna make for the fight. There ain't many people calling Sugar Ray Leonard's name today in 2026. Once you're over as a fighter, you're over. And so, but we have to teach the youngers of the history. We have to show them the history. But as I said, if you're not taking that challenge, when someone phones you, when you're coming from North London, South London, East London, and a man's telling you, boom, there's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million on the
What's your
table for
weight?
you,
What's your weight?
you're saying, I'm not sure. Let me wait. Wait, what? There's no waiting. It's a game changer. It's a game changer for you and your family. So I'm like, sometimes it baffles me with fighters. Yeah, you have to take fights at the right time, but as we said, these
Yeah.
opportunities are so far and in between that you got to take it. And so I always take my hat off, and I like always every time I'm here, I'm telling Mark, tell us about the story, repeat the story, tell us the history. You know, you talk about them stealing our luggage when we went on the airport. We never tell you about the fact that when we got in there, they turned off all the hot water, so we had no hot water to shower. We never told you about the fact that we
The
never even had
food.
a pickup at the airport. We never even had a pickup. We had to wait for Dean Holliton to come from the UK.
Yeah, all of that.
All of
All of
that
that.
stuff, all of these stuff, it's gonna
All
be
of that,
written in the
bro.
book. I don't want to let
Yeah.
off too much too now. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I'm sure
cool.
AY has got his experience and I've got my experience. But let us not
But
turn
coach,
it too much into history. Go ahead.
Yeah.
so I want to keep piggybacking off of that. When you guys said taking the opportunity,
Yes.
I hate to put it like this, but let's just go ahead and segue into it. You're talking about legend, Mr. Prince, about you all heart putting like, you know what, I'm taking this opportunity. I may never get this opportunity again. I'm taking
Mhm.
this. And you did, and you went out there, you stepped out there. You know, and yet you got guys in my generation, because we're dealing with that right now. It's hot news over here. I mean, my phone's still going off about what I'm hearing about this and that, and
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
Keyshawn. I've trained with Keyshawn.
Keyshawn, yeah, Keyshawn Davis. We're gonna touch on that. But anyway, Mark, we're gonna,
Just
because
fight.
there's so much. You know, like sometimes there ain't enough time for us. We
Yeah.
got so
Yeah.
many topics to
Yeah.
cover in this. But I don't know whether you saw the fight last night with Callum
Oh.
Simpson and Trey
Oh,
Williamson.
okay, so tell me about that, because I caught only the last fight in Ireland, the main event.
Oh yeah, you
With
took to the Aaron McKenna fight, which I
yeah,
guess we've spoken about the Callum system, but the
yeah.
Aaron McKenna fight is very interesting because last night he became the IBF middleweight champion
Okay.
in
Yeah.
Ireland. The second half of the second
Mm.
part of the two brothers. The other brother is a serious fighter as well. These kids can fight, and
Did you as you were watching them, did you think you were watching
a world class fight.
world class a
No
world
sir,
class fight?
no sir, no
Okay.
sir. I'm just being real.
I was just interested because for me there was things that, what's his name, Iowa or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was
Some
things he
fella I
was
don't even know his
doing
name.
that I thought to myself, I want to know how you got to 22-0. How did you get away with not even having some of the
Pink
basic
patch.
work and captain and some of the ways that you were, the positions you were left in? I was like, I would have loved you to throw that punch on me, bro, because you would not be
This is why I
seeing
love
no
Mark.
12 rounds.
This is why I love Mark Prince, and this is why Marcel said at the top of the show, he said, "Let's have some real boxing talk. No hot bars hold, no holds barred, and that's it. And we gotta keep it real. Like imagine these certain fighters, and as I said, I don't want to contradict myself in terms of any guy that fights for a world title and competes in a world title. There's a reason there. There's been a lot of hard work, sacrifice, and
100%.
dedication, and you
Yeah,
know that his father must be such a proud man to know they've worked for over 20 years with these
100%.
two boys, and to see his son lift the IBF world title in Ireland in his
Yeah,
hometown. All
yeah,
kudos to him. But when
yeah,
we're talking about skills now,
yeah.
skills, this is why the promoter for or the manager for Amari Jones, yeah, is saying, I don't want this fight to slip. I want Amari in with McKenna the next fight. Because he's looking at that fight and saying,
Yup.
oh,
Looking
100%.
at all the mistakes. Looking at
100%.
all those
what is
mistakes.
this is world champion level.
Yeah,
Come, let's make that fight.
yeah. Make the
Let's
fight.
let's make that
Make
fight
the
because
fight.
they're not seeing skills.
And
And
it's a great day for Ireland. You know, as you're saying,
yes,
wonderful. Like, let's not take away nothing from no
Yeah.
fighters. But because you're at that level, I'm
yes,
allowed, as a person that understands boxing, to have an
yes.
opinion about what I'm seeing. And there was
Mhm.
so much I never saw yesterday that I'm expecting to see
Mhm.
because
Yes,
you're at world level. I'm
yes,
expecting to see certain things. The way that your mind works, the way you intelligently break down a fighter or utilize the openings and the skill set that he doesn't have. He obviously lacked a certain amount of fundamental skills that I should have seen been taken advantage of. And I never. I saw a lot of hard work being put in to pressing him, pushing him, stuff like that. And yeah, it made his work difficult because it nullified his work, but it also nullified McKenna's work as well. Let's not get it
absolutely.
twisted. You know,
Yes,
you could have let those hands go really nice. So I'm not sure what you were seeing. Sometimes we've got to remember in boxing, it's a bit easier on the outside than it is on the
Yeah,
inside. But
absolutely.
boxers' brains go on the inside when they're watching. They're not just looking from the outside like
yes,
everyday people looking at boxing. We put
yes,
ourselves in the ring and we're looking at what we're seeing from a fighter's point of view.
And
yes,
legend, I was just saying before you came on, I would tell guys that would be in the gym with me when they would turn pro. I said, at the lower level, you got a whole second to make a mistake and get away with it. You get away with it. But once you get to the top 30, all of a sudden you got a half a second to make a mistake. Then you get to the top 15, top 10, top 5. You got 3/10 to 1/10 of a second to make a
Trust me.
mistake, and it's
Trust me.
over.
It's
It's
over, man.
over
Yeah.
that quick. And just the little stuff, like one of the things, the guy I'm about to mention is James Baker, who was a top amateur, one of the only guys who gave Floyd problems. He beat Floyd in the amateurs. Floyd had to come back and beat him to come in. He's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. A lot of the guys like Zab Judah, all of them, if you ask them who's your favorite fighter, they'll say James Baker. But James Baker didn't get to that exact level, but he was always around. But James Baker, one of the things he will always tell me, like when you go out there and when you know a guy is solid, especially at the highest up, when he comes out, just not chasing the pit. And I tell him, you see world class that sometimes chasing the pick when nothing, like wasn't forced to. One like, oh man, he caught me with a good feint and made you pull all the way. Like you just supposed to turn. Manuel Stewart said all the time, just turn the glove, catch, because everything is right there. It's
yes,
right there. Because then if you chase it, that window is wide open.
yes, yes.
You got guys that little tenth of a second where you make a mistake at that highest of levels, and you in there with a killer.
And I think that's what I feel like us pure connoisseurs are looking at. We're not really seeing the skills of boxing nowadays. And when you see, it's so mad because when you see a fighter like Shakur, they're almost penalized for doing boxing.
Thank you.
Like, you know what? You get what I'm saying? It's like
100%.
It's almost as though the art is being lost for just throwing a lot of punches.
And making us excited for watching you getting into action instead of we getting excited because you're so skillful. You pop a guy, keep a distance, and he can't get anything in. So even though it prevents you from getting the action you're looking for, the blood and guts you're looking for, you're actually giving him so much credit that he don't have to get himself into blood and guts. He could beat you without all of that.
And
Yes.
even when he did, remember when he fought Zepeda?
Zepeda.
He was right there because Zepeda wasn't letting him breathe. Zepeda was
Yes.
not letting him breathe.
Correct.
And he still, everything was so sharp, precise.
Yeah.
It never said that he was so, and everything also, I want to tip my hat to how calm he was. Because you could be in shape, but your anxiety builds so much
Listen,
to make yourself
listen.
exhausted.
I was right there. I was ringside for that fight, watching, and all I was watching was Shakur's composure. And in the hotel afterwards, I said, yeah, that was proper. It's a joy to watch him personally.
Oh,
You know, good on TV, but even better when you see it live, how he just
Live.
controls the situation. And that's
That's
boxing.
amazing.
So McKenna now has a situation where he's the IBF champion, Zuffa's first legitimate champion, again, showing you that these guys are coming in to change the game. And boy, listen, you're not
Have you
allowed to
heard
have
how they're looking after their fighters, Tunde?
Well, say that again, Mark, sorry.
Have you heard how they're looking after their fighters?
Well, I have heard, and I mean,
Apart from paying them good money, they're
yes,
checking up on them. They're giving
yeah,
them supplements, making sure they're getting masseurs, like
yeah, training in the
going the
UFC,
extra mile. And you know what,
yeah.
fighters, we like that treatment.
Yes, but the
We
flip side
like to
of
be
that,
looked after. Yeah,
Mark, which is what I keep on hearing, is
yeah.
that it's because it's early days.
Of
You know,
course.
they have to overpay fighters because they're coming into the market. It's nothing
Well,
different
it's
to when
business.
it's nothing different to when Eddie Hearn and the Zone came in. They was telling
Yeah.
fighters that was on Showtime and that, listen, come off of that and come onto the app. You know, you're going from a TV network to an app, and so Eddie admittedly said he himself had to overpay fighters and them. So
100%.
far so good. But
Yeah.
is it gonna be like this in a long, a year down the line, 2 years down the line?
Yeah.
You know, we know Connor's got paid well out of it. Shakur has got paid well. So we're hearing, we never know what about, listen.
Yeah, of course.
must
It's
have
like
been
a
a big
Caribbean
bag.
food store, like a
Yeah.
Caribbean food shop. Early days, yeah, you get the best deals. The food's sweet. After
Yeah.
how many years or
Bro,
whatever
you
running,
remember?
they start
Hey,
run
bro.
down the porridge in water. That's
Bro, everyone on the Fight is Right. That's from the UK. Can remember when Nando's first opened?
100%.
Chips, fam. The chips.
100%.
The size of the chips, the portion of the chips was a madness. The chicken, it was like it was a double chicken.
Yeah, everything was different, right?
Bro,
Yeah,
everything
come on.
was
It's business.
supersonic.
So get into Zupa early.
Bro, Nando's down Camberwell Green was like a yard shop every Friday, every day, bro. It was so much food. And I'm like, try going to Nando's today, see how much chips you get. It's like, they bring the chips, you're like, hold on, is this how much chips I'm getting?
Yeah,
for the £14 or £50?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's
a joke.
good business.
So, listen, we know how business works.
Yeah,
know,
man.
they got to fling the fish out, get the first few.
That's it.
And nice, it's almost as though when the Saudis came in originally, Turkey, they were overpaying.
Yeah.
And then fighters think that was gonna last, that they're gonna keep getting paid. They're like, nah, you ain't getting that again.
That's right.
You don't get.
Hey, I would give you, Coach. I want to make sure just to really solidify your point, because I got friends on them cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a cousin on them cards.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of mine is my cousin, Urban Fuller, Trey Pound Fuller. The other one is a good friend of mine, Jaleel Hackett, Major.
Yeah.
Just fought. And he did an interview prior, Mr. Prince, and he said, man, Floyd always took care of me. I remember he even said this to me in private at the gym. He was like, man, Floyd always made sure I was straight. Always made sure I was straight, especially because I was a minor too. He always made sure somebody checked on me and everything. All I just wanted was more fights. And it just didn't work out, whatever, boom. And then I go over to Eddie. Eddie took me out the country and everything. It felt great. Yeah. But when I fight on Zuffa, I'm making more from the incentives than I have fighting on Mayweather and Eddie Hearn.
Okay.
About I think he said like I'm paraphrasing. I probably don't got the exact quote, but I think he was like, just from the wearing the outfit thing and the other incentives, he's gotten more that equals up to his purses that he got
Okay.
with
Yeah.
Eddie and money.
That's
So
big.
then you add on top of that the extra money he's getting from the purse. It's like, oh wow. And then I get to stay here and the meals and everything else. So and sometimes, man, boxing's a dirty sport. So
So you understand Conor Benn's moves, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
You understand
without
Conor
a doubt.
Benn's moves and decisions to make to go
Yes.
over with these
Yes.
guys and
Yes. Without a doubt.
leave Eddie Hearns.
oh
I
yeah,
don't think anybody. I don't think anybody could wrong Conor Ben for the move that he made.
They
Because
do, Tunde. They do because they don't understand, and it's not
well,
their bank account getting packed out.
yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, Connor. No matter what anyone says, he's gonna have a super fight in September, and that is one of. Let's move from because we've dealt with the British side, but we want to talk.
Yeah.
No, in fact, one point I wrote down, I jotted down, the rematch. Daniel Dubois against Fabio Wardley is on October.
I could be completely barking up the wrong tree. I think Wardley needs more time to
yes,
heal from this fight. I'm telling you, I've had fights where it's been tough, I'm sore, and it takes a while for your body to come back. Wardley went through a different kind of beating.
That
yes,
was brutal. That
Them
was brutal.
yes.
jabs continually. And this guy can hurt you. Dubois punches last. They don't hurt for a minute. Different kind of power. There's different things. Dubois' power stays in you, bro.
Yes.
You're hurt, bro.
It's a
Look,
spiritual power.
look at AJ. The way his punches just broke through AJ. Like I know he may not. People say he ain't got the toughest chin, but in our heavyweight,
Man, you do
people
200 plus pounds.
people are going to go down when you get licks, right? So I don't know about light skinned and all of that because it's
Yeah,
just where you get hit, the timing of it, whatever.
100%.
But
I always been
Dubois
saying this.
is a serious. Listen, all other heavyweights, they know Dubois is serious.
Oh yeah.
And if
Bro,
you look at the way they deal with Dubois, they're not trying to give Dubois easy fight. Every minute Dubois is fighting, he's having a tough ass fight.
yeah,
It's with
yeah,
some tough guy.
yeah, and trust me, yeah, Daniel, I'm telling you, when Mark's saying that the power stays in you,
Man,
I know
man.
Daniel from a youth, and when he just, or was it, no, he hadn't even turned pro for it because I trained him, um, Daniel, yeah, he was still on the England squad because actually we went down to Brixton. He sparred uh, um, Isaac Chamberlain, and
Chumbo.
then I ain't gonna say what happened in that spar, but let me tell you this: after that, it was up England and sparring in the GB squad, and then I heard. That was a rumor about Daniel would have done that to AJ and the GB squad. I don't know how true that was, but I can tell you, this ain't watching it on TV. This man jabbed my hand.
Oh yeah, you told me
My
this one.
all now I still think my elbow ain't recovered.
Trust me, ain't the same again.
Man,
all, all now I feel like I'm feeling the reverberations of Daniel's jab
Trust me, bro.
as a
man,
youth man.
Mr. Prince, coach. I want to piggyback off of what you just said, Mr. Prince. Like legend, when you sitting there, I said this when we did the whole thing leading up into after the fight. I said that guy Fabio, I tipped my hat to him. He didn't make no silent agreements. He didn't look for a way out. I get it.
I love him. I love Woodley.
Yeah, me
But
too.
he was in wars before that fight.
Yeah. And the issue with his nose, sorry to cut you.
No.
It's a big issue. It's a big issue because every time that nose gets touched, it's the blood is flying. The blood's flying, and that is really, you don't need that when you're fighting a man like Daniel Dubois. The thing I get you, I'm saying this, but the thing what I love about this sport is that it's the individual, like the fighters, like you, Mark. When you hear people saying you can't do this, inside you're saying, all right, cool, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them that. And Fabio's being cut from that. But that first fight was so brutal and so damaging. What you're saying, Mark, could well be true, meaning that he needs more time
Yes.
to rest off, to cool off, for the body to realign to itself that how it was before. But it's a question I always ask: how much time is enough time? I don't know. I don't know.
Man, but coach, you know this. Y'all been in the trenches. We all three on here have been in sparring wars, been in the gym, did all this stuff. Y'all did it on a higher level than I did. We don't know how much blood that boy was pissing when he got home. We don't know how he.
You know these American man always chat about blood pissing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
real.
It's true. I've had one guy in my camp pissing blood hard, bro.
Man, and here's the thing. Let's really keep it tall here. If we really want to talk about it, let's keep it tall. I was just saying, Mr. Prince, before you jumped on here, when we was talking about Troy Williamson and Callum from yesterday, I said Simpson and those type of wars, every bit of box, every little bit, it takes a little bit out of you when you do this. But when you in wars, it takes something out of you. A piece of you stays there. You will never get back. I don't what you never get it back. Even in some sparring wars, you don't get it back. You get better. You get better, but you don't. But and then once it's gone, your timing will never be the same.
Sammy made a great point. Sammy, thank you for the 20 sec. He said Joe Joyce took the rematch against Zhang and it cost him. And you know what? Yep. That is so true, because after that second 100%. Fight, when he got laid out in that second fight, done.
Career was done.
Done.
Career was done. It's all about timing. Look, we can't have egos in this.
Yeah,
you can't be like a street fight. You know. I don't know if you've been in any street fights, where you're trying to stop your brethren and saying, "Bro, you're getting a beating. Just come, we just leave, But it's ego. He's like, no, let me go back in there. And then when he gets in, he's dropping again. We shouldn't have that ego. Wardley needs to look at this opportunity and think, I trained the best I've ever had in camp. I was prepared, the best I've ever prepared. I was confident. I took this fight. I had enough camp, had enough time, and the fight was going the way I planned it. Now you got to look at why you lost. The fight was going the way you planned. You planned to drop him early. You did.
Yes.
Then you dropped him even more. You did. And what did Dubois do? He started to work out with his corner in time what he was doing wrong and what he needed to do right. So when you have fight 2, what do you think the first thing Dubois coming in this ring with? Everything that he got right in the first fight, he's going to start with that. He ain't walking into your straight overhand rights that you're going to be throwing. He's keeping you at the end of this jab. The jab's going to go to your middle. It's going to go to your chest. It's going to go to your throat. It's going to go to your face. That's all you need. That's all Dubois needs to beat Wardley. After 5-6 rounds, the jab starts chipping away. Now you start introducing. Once introduction comes in, mate, you start looking like you did in the second fight. Okay, so that's Triple D. What does Wardley do different? That's successful that he done in the first fight to make this fight better.
Good question. I can answer that off the bat, but I want to hear my American correspondent. What does Wardley do different?
Move his head.
Move your head. He ain't changing. I'll tell you this right now. He ain't turning into a defensive slipping head master in a year.
I know, legend. I know. But at least jab while Dubois jabbing. Every jab.
You can't. One thing I know, you can't
jab's gonna.
Yeah, I know.
Jab's gonna win it.
I'm trying here, okay? I'm trying. But
good try.
On everything, like every time that Daniel Dubois throws that jab, it's a sledgehammer, it's a shotgun jab. Every time his light jabs is heavy. Know, you have to know. You have to be ready to pick and try to move that hand and get over here as much as you can. But you have to stop staying in front of this man. That is too much.
I mean, listen.
That part is Dubois so strong. He's so big that you know how you pivot to the side of somebody, or you pivot.
Yeah.
You have to really take a wider step or get him off balance to really get around him.
I love Wardley. I love Wardley, but he's limited because of his background experience.
Yeah,
Yes.
That doesn't mean he can't beat Triple D. But he needs Triple D to make mistakes like he did in the first fight for him to beat Triple D. But if Triple D's on point and he sticks to the game plan, I can't see how Wardley beats a seasoned, strong, more powerful fighter with much more experience. Where is it that you come out on top?
There's no room. And one thing I've always said, we have to always take into consideration that Daniel's still a young man. He's still growing and developing as a heavyweight. He's still going to get stronger.
He's having his best days.
And it's going to be an intriguing fight. That is scheduled, I think, for October the 17th. I don't think there's going to be a press conference.
I can't wait.
So, again, Frank's done it again. Moving on to another heavyweight fight, which I'm looking forward to, is Moses Itama versus Hergovich. Now that, and what's made it even more spicy now is that Daniel and Hergovich, but not Daniel, Moses and Hergovich have the opportunity to win the IBF World Heavyweight title. Moses has the opportunity to become the second youngest heavyweight in the history of the sport, which is absolutely amazing. And he would be winning it against a legitimate heavyweight, not one that they just found with a good record. Hergovich could and will be coming into that fight.
What? Not a Charles Martin, no?
Yeah, you had to drop that one in there. We know, but AJ, my Nigerian brother, he's still done Klitschko, and I don't care how old Klitschko was. Klitschko was a proper fight. Drop AJ again. Man, always have to remember AJ. People talk about AJ, but AJ is used to giving us exciting fights. He's used to getting clapped down and getting back up and clapping man down. It's just the way he is. Like one thing we know about AJ is that he's just built different. And I don't want to go past what we're saying, but
of course,
Anthony Joshua is always, bro. I'm a massive fan because not only you got to remember, you know yourself, Mark, that boxing is 99% mental, in my opinion.
All the time.
99, 95, whatever 90s you want to say, it's mental. And for someone to be able to take all this, like you're walking, you can't go nowhere without someone rushing you, without someone wanting a picture. All of that is pressure. You know, even sometimes I'll be walking on the road with AY, and I'm like, and AY's got a short temper. He's like, bro, leave me alone, man. Or man be coming jumping over. This is a small level compared to Anthony Joshua. This brother has to deal with all of this and still perform. So what that guy has actually achieved, what he's been through, and like everything, nothing lasts forever. And we are going to touch on the Fury AJ fight, but let us not digress. Let us talk about Hergovich and
Itama. I was just busting a little one of my.
I know it's good. I love it. I love it. Right? You know, this is the fight, is right. So this is the fight. But
Itama and Hergovich.
Wait, before you talk, I want you to talk. I definitely want to hear what you have to say.
Oh yeah.
The point I was gonna make is that people talking about Moses and the fact that he could become the young, but are we not forgetting that this is a massive fight for Hergovich as well? But Hergovich has not fought for a world title. And to be honest with you, people from back in the day thought Hergovich would have fought for it, but this is actually his first, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, the fight is right or dozer, it's the first time he's fighting for a world title after all these years. And Hergovich, you hear the confidence that it's a big test for Moses. This ain't no walk in the park. Well, he could make it a walk in the park, but I don't believe it is. Mark, what's your take on the fight? And then Golden Boy.
I think it's in Itoma's best interest to have a fighter like Hergovich who push him to expand his skill set and his mindset, so he can find out for himself. But as much as we're confident as fighters and we know our abilities, we still need a dance partner. We
Yes,
still
sir.
need somebody who's going to help us to exhibit that skill set and bring out the best mindset in us. And we need a Hergovich to come and do that. Why? Because this guy knows he has been left at the side. He kept it real in the press conference. He said to Maimon, or was it on the table where the gloves are off and
Face
whatever,
off,
right?
yeah.
When he said, "Listen, brother, if I was an English guy, everybody would know me. It's because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
from
yeah,
Croatia.
yeah.
The stuff
Yeah.
I've done is like what you've done, but I don't get all those accolades. I don't get that attention." And you could see that Toma knew that was real talk. Real brothers know when they hear real talk, they keep it stum. You can't come back at that. That's the truth, and that's not Toma's fault. He didn't plan all of this. He didn't plan where he was born. He's just doing, making the best of his situation. Of course, I should be the golden boy because that's the country I'm born in. I've given them the skills. They've put me on a great platform. It's like Sugar Ray and Hagler. Hagler was
Yes.
vexed because Sugar Ray was the man. Joram was vexed because Sugar Ray was the man. It ain't Sugar Ray's fault. So don't get vexed with the man. Do you understand me?
Yes,
So
sir.
all that's happening here is Hergovich has got good hands. He's got a good brain. He can fight. He's got a good chin. And it's time for Itoma to shine. Everyone wants to see if Itoma can do what he's been doing to everybody else to Hergovich. But
Yes.
let's not put my man aside
Yes.
and think this is the Itoma show, because he
Yes.
could well do something to open our eyes.
It's come on, come on, Golden Boy. Tasha, what's your opinion on this thing here? Because listen, I'm so excited for this fight. Moses being a Nigerian, Nigerians just run this thing, right, Mark? He's just there. Like it can't be denied, bro. He just can't be. And look, AJ, Okoli, Joe Joyce, even Daniel the Boss got a Nigerian in him. It's in us, bro. We're just the best at everything. But
I
anyway,
love it. I
Golden
love
Boy,
it.
Golden Boy, him at Henry Akin one day. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, I've done a lot of sparring with him, boy. We had some wars.
Yeah, Henry. Yeah, come on,
Yeah, I had
come
some
on,
wars with Henry, mate. Because
come on,
Henry was,
come
I'm
on.
gonna be honest, Henry was a little bully with the lighter boys. He just tried to
Yes,
beat us up. He tried to
yes,
beat us up. He weren't
yes.
trying to look after us. He was trying to hurt us every single time he came in the ring. And Carly just sent me out like a pit bull. He said, "Go and get him. Bun the sparring reels. Go and get
Yes.
this brother." We went to war, bro. We went
Yes,
to
yes.
war. I had Akko one days back bending backwards over the ropes to stop me from slamming him, bruv. I ain't playing. You can't come with your big old 16, 17 stone self, and I'm 12. I'm just a 12 and a half stone, and you're
Yeah,
trying to
12 and
beat
a
the
half.
shit. Nah, bruv. I'm not having it.
You
Let's
see,
do it.
when you was no, that was cruiserweight. Cruiserweight was the old 13 stone.
Cruiserweight was the old 13 stone and
8 or
change.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah. But yeah, what's your take on this Atama fight and Hergovich, Golden Boy?
I'm a little nervous to the fight, but to Legend's point, my dad kind of grew up. My dad was around Ray a lot, and that when they were amateurs all the way to the early pro. So I know, when you're talking about that pressure, so many people coming at you and everything, and Moses is dealing with that now, and it's kind of, I'm a little worried because I personally wouldn't have put him in this fight yet. I would have waited till 17-0. But how they're pushing him and how they're hyping him because of his performances, it's do it now. And he just went from what, WBO Intercontinental, now he's going for the IBF World Title next fight. And Jermaine Franklin can rumble. That was and he did good when he's fought good guys and he disposed of. He didn't wait, give guys too much respect or whatever. That's great. But you wonder, hopefully nothing, nothing happens. But there is still heavyweights. You still got on 10 ounces. You're still in the pros. But there's always that chance of, what if we moving this train a little too fast, and then all of a sudden he gets caught with some big shot. But I believe that Moses has the skills. I think he has the composure because I see how he carries himself.
Yes.
And he just he has this aura about him when he gets in the ring of it's just another night. No matter how
Yes.
big was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on, he stays stoic. He stays
Yes.
stoic on it's just another night. I'm throwing the same punches I've been throwing. I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing, and I'm gonna go to
I
work
like that
instead of
about him.
overthinking. You don't really see him
I
overthinking.
like that about him.
Yeah, you know,
Definitely.
you don't see him
Definitely.
overthinking too much. But if I'm Philip Hergovich, I ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I'll
I
just
lose,
go
I
in
get
there
my
and start
Nothing.
throwing the 1-2s.
That's what makes him dangerous.
Yeah, that's what
exactly.
makes him dangerous.
I
So
only
let's
get
talk
my
about
second
skill
and
set.
I'll still be at
What's
world level.
Hergovich got that can hurt him, Golden Boy? What's Hergovich got that could do Itoma damage? What's his skill set, Tunde?
Well, for me personally, I just think Herkovich is a basic fish and chips fighter. By
Yeah.
that, I mean 1-2. That's it.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
You
Yeah.
ain't seeing no uppercut, bam, bam, bam. You're not
Pull,
seeing that
rock
no
off,
pull back, bam, roll
pull,
left.
slide, none of that.
You ain't. And Moses has got all that. And listen, man, one thing my dad always used to say. My dad used to be watching boxing. My dad would be like, "How old is that boy, son?" I say, "Yeah, he's 21." How old is the other fighter, son? Yeah, he's 36. He can't win. that's what my dad would say. He can't win. My dad's theory was this guy is young. He's energetic. The speed of thought is way more faster than the older seasoned fighter. And you know what it's like, Mark. You're in there with these young boys in the gym every day, and you're thinking this is still Mark Prince of 26 years old. And the speed is there, but no matter what you feel, there's something that the timing is just off.
That's a fact. No brother can argue about that. Time
Trust
is the
me.
master. So what do you have to do? You have to use other things that they don't have.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
and
here's
that,
one thing that young fighters don't have.
yes,
They don't have the knowledge,
Experience.
patience,
yes.
and experience of timing to know how to just. I could do one shot, and it's the only shot I'm doing throughout the fight. And the fighter thinks, "What are you doing?" After 5 rounds of "What are you doing?" you're gonna start feeling what I've been doing. One
Yeah.
shot
And
to
then
the
the
middle
breathing start
section,
coming.
every round stick while you're doing all your stuff,
Stick.
and I'm just staying calm. I'm in the pocket still. I'm riding your punches, and I'm stick. Brethren, experience. If you're
Experience.
smart enough, you can
Yes.
murder a youth.
Yes.
Speed as well. It's like when Hopkins was fighting Felix Trinidad. He said,
Man.
"Bro, you don't
I've seen it.
You don't feed steak to a baby because he can't digest it. I'm steak right now. Felix Trinidad, yeah,
100%.
young and all of that. But I'm gonna get inside, start hitting him in his thigh muscle.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you caught that. You caught that.
Come on,
Man.
bro. I watched that fight so many times. I'm gonna do my training camp is gonna have my right hand here. And if it drops, we add in 2 more rounds. So go watch that Trinidad and Hopkins fight. Hopkins' hand never moved. And this is the old man and stuff. So he nullified the left hook. The thing also where it makes it a fight. I mean, Moses could just render all of this. He could nullify everything we're saying. Is that the rounds? What is Moses going to be like when it starts getting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
So it's down to my man. All he can do is pose the questions.
Yeah.
I
yes.
believe
Yes.
Itoma has answers.
Bro, you can't put up your hand like this against Moses. No way. It ain't gonna work.
No, he gonna blast you.
And that's what I'm saying. There's certain fights where you could. That's why when you're asking that question, what can Hergovich do? In my opinion, I repeat the words of Roger Mayweather. Man, just go in there, just throw the kitchen sink and just hope for the best. But just go and hope for the best because Moses is coming fast.
Be tough, be strong, be resilient, and keep throwing them 1-2s. The best 1-2s you've ever thrown in your life.
Ever. Moses has got, to be honest with you, the speed, I just think the speed is going to be too much. I'm not expecting this fight to go past 4 to 6 rounds. If
100%.
it does, I'll be very surprised. And then
And I'll be
Moses.
glad as well because Itoma needs it.
Yeah.
And listen, again, there's a question here, and we ought to address it because this is the fight is right. Have you not heard the sparring rumors? Listen, let me tell you something about sparring. Lennox Lewis get dropped in sparring. Mike Tyson gets dropped in sparring.
Come on.
Fighters get dropped in sparring.
Come
We
on.
don't care about the sparring. I
Don't
don't business.
care about
Even
that.
if you told me Moses got knocked out in sparring. Bro, how many times Floyd Mayweather, a man is still living off the good spar he had with Floyd Mayweather in Paul Spadafora. He's still talking about that when Floyd rolled out the ring, shattered. So what? It don't. It's delivery on the night when you're in front of the
100%.
fans, when the lights are on
The
you.
lights are on, bro.
You know, there's guys that can just perform on the night, and the guys
100%.
that are harder to beat are the guys who ain't never lost. You see, because they still got that thing in their head. It's like, but I remember, I think one time I asked Moses. I think I was with Francis, his manager. I forget where we was, and Francis must have said something to Moses. He said, yeah, I'll probably get him out there within 3 rounds, 4 rounds. But I remember thinking to myself, see, that's the confidence. That's the youth. It's like he ain't boasting and bragging to anyone, you know. He's just saying to his manager,
he means it.
maybe it might go about 3 or 4 rounds. It's just
Yeah.
that. And the thing what I will say is if Moses, please, fingers crossed, that he wins this fight, and also puts Nigeria again on the map as another Nigerian heavyweight champion. There's no more easy fights.
Yeah.
you got to take that now. You know you're jumping in at a very young age. You know, I think it was George Graham, or no, not George Graham. I'm going even way back. Arsene Wenger said if they're good enough, they're old enough. You know, and Moses is good enough from what we've seen from going back from the amateurs, KOing everyone in the amateurs as a youth, and just his trajectory so far. But one thing I say is experience means something in the sport of boxing, and that's where I feel, Mark, you're coming from that perspective, and that is why the questions still have to be asked. How is he gonna deal with it? Because this ain't no the brother what Tyson Fury fought the other day, Mario Wack or none of them guys. Again, people may want to discredit Franklin, but Franklin took AJ the different distance. He took, I think he took Dylan the distance as well, right? He took another fighter, and Moses just beat him up, dispatched him. And if you go back and watch that fight, Franklin said in the corner to his trainer, he's just too fast. I can't time him because he's too fast. And Moses is getting better. It's very exciting. The fight is very exciting. All right, moving on. Tyson Fury versus AJ. I need to know what people think about that fight. Some may say it's a fight that should have happened 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever, how long.
7. Hello.
Two questions. Where should the fight be? And who, in your opinion, wins that fight?
Okay, so look, as a fighter, I'm always thinking about, as a fighter, where do I get paid the most dough? And it's easy for people to say, you got money already. You know, they're not like us on our level as a fighter. We weren't raking in millions getting paid, right? These guys are. So people think that you should be like, well, I've already made my millions. Let me fight where I want to fight. But there's still the big boys at the top that are calling the shots. And they're saying, listen, here's where we're going to make this fight. You think AJ and Fury give a damn? They need those P's because they're looking to sail off into the sunset. And they don't want their money running out. You know, we think millions last forever. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
You've got to make your money work for you. So they're trying to stack enough P so that money works for them. So go ahead, do that. So, you know, it's nice to be in England. I understand how the English want it in English. There are fighters, and as far as everyone's concerned, it should be in England. I'm with you. But if it ain't, I'm not upset. I'm not going to get my knickers in a twist about it. It's still a fight that's out there to watch, and I can still see it. So, okay, let's get over that. It's down to the fighters. I want them to be set for life. That's what I love for fighters. Every fighter, AJ, Fury. Now,
Yes.
how this fight goes, the both of them messed around for too long. Okay, making out that this one didn't want the fight and this one didn't want the fight. So the public believe whatever they choose, whatever side they like. None of that's important. They left it too long. Now Fury's on the downslide. The two Usyk fights has taken something out from his mindset. Then, because he believed something about himself that has been stripped away by the smaller man.
Just like how
away.
he stripped away Deontay Wilder.
Okay, now he had 3 fights with Wilder. Listen to me, don't get it twisted. These 3 fights took something out of him too.
Yeah.
Because they were real tough fights where you had to get off the floor, come back like you was a ghost that come out of his body and nearly finished knocking Wilder out. Like it was insane. Then you fought him again. If you look at Wilder, he is a shadow of who he was as a fighter. He's got no trigger. He don't know even where the trigger is. He can't press it much. He can't find it, much less press the trigger. That's how gone Wilder is. And that's because of the 3 fights. I want the public to understand this. Fights take it out of you like the ones they had. So now, after they've been rinsed out, now meanwhile, AJ is going through his stuff where he's getting taken out of through his fights. Then he has the accident. Now, I don't know what happened in the accident. I do know that I've heard of Spencer, the truth, Spencer, having an accident where he shouldn't have come out, but he come out. He's been in the hospital for how long? They told you exactly what the injuries was. The hospital, they show him in his hospital pictures. You see everything going on. So you know that this man, how come you're coming back in the ring and you're going to fight one of the best fighters on the planet? Then that fighter absolutely pulverizes you. So mentally and physically,
right?
I'm just trying to give everyone an understanding of how this thing really works, right? And we look at AJ, he's been in an accident. We've got some knowledge, but we don't really know what the injuries was. We saw him walk from the car to the other one. I heard Hans talking about how many ribs being broken, all kinds of stuff. We don't know anything because we haven't seen any factual evidence from the hospital, anything like that. And I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just saying before I talk, I like to get some facts behind it so I know what's happened. He's lost friends, so I know emotionally that can affect you as well. And when I listen to him in interviews, he's sharing with Spencer's trying to kind of force that narrative on him, and AJ is being honest and he's being real, and I love that about him because he said, "No, I don't go in the ring thinking of those things. They're not weighing on me when I go into fights." And I thought, well done, my brother, because as a fighter, I know, just like Buster Douglas, his mum died. He used it to motivate him. So it depends how you deal with stuff, and AJ understands that, right? So AJ's not carrying this thing like, oh my friends died in the car, I can't fight, I can't perform. He's getting himself fit. He knows if my body's not healed and I'm not right, I can't fight. So he's obviously knows his body's healed, his body's ready, he can fight physically. Mentally, stop trying to put this narrative on him. Oh yeah, we've gone through all of this. There's been loads of fighters. That's why we're fighters. We go through stuff. Our life's built up of going through the worst atrocities, and we go in the ring and we fight and we show up and we win. That's what we do. And when we lose, we don't use those stuff. So I applaud AJ for not trying to use that narrative that I've seen the media trying to put on him all the time.
Yes.
He stands up as a man. He says, all right, I got knocked down, sticks his tongue out, does the big, and they don't like it. That's the
Yeah.
guy's character. Leave him
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Let him be himself. If that
Yes.
helps his mindset in the
Yes.
ring, then do it. Because when I'm
Yes.
doing this, I feel like, yeah, I'm going to come back. What do you want me to do? Put my head down and go, oh, no,
Yeah.
bruv.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
fighting back.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on
Yeah.
then. Let's do this. So I love that about AJ. Keep
Yes.
doing what you do. Be yourself. And that's how you make comebacks. And win or lose, AJ's learned, and this is what I love, and I've noticed AJ's learned to handle all this negative stuff about him.
Trust
Because
me.
I've watched him during the process, and he was very sensitive.
Mm.
Don't like people saying stuff that he didn't like and all
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
stuff, and it bothered him if you kind of weren't his fan and didn't talk for him. So when I hear him talking and he's just being himself, like
Yeah.
I'm realized there's some maturity and there's some growth going on, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
what he needs.
Yes.
AJ wants to finish his career without all of this not knowing. He wants to go in positive about who he is. This is how I fight. This is how I show up. Usyk's not going to turn him into a new fighter. Being with his camp's not going to. He just wants to feel good about who he's working with and the performances he comes out with. That's why he's working with these guys in his corner. There might be a little
Yes.
language barrier, but bro, he understands what they're saying. He's been
Yeah.
training with them in camp for weeks. So
Yeah.
when man's talking about, go down, it's funny, but my man knows what
That's
they're
what I was just
saying.
about to say.
Like, you
There
shouldn't
weren't
be
no
getting
tactical.
dropped by this guy.
There weren't no tactical information. He was just like, AJ, listen,
Sit down
you
seat, bro, and
go
take this
down.
guy out. You're the man.
He's like, go down. You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
Do not
So,
go down, brother.
I'm loving where he is right now. I'm loving life for him. Go in the ring, knockdowns, get up, fight on, win. Whatever it is, you're a winner anyway.
Yes,
You're a
sir.
winner. So why are
Yes,
you
sir.
worried about what people think? Who cares? You decide you want to work with these guys, work with them. Have a
Trust
good
me.
time. Knock them out. Get knocked out. Continue. We're going to love you anyway.
Trust me, and that's my whole thing with AJ. I don't business what is going like. We're loving him because for him to maintain the character, he's had to maintain.
Yeah.
He don't have to. He don't have to. But he's almost like he's. I don't want to use the word. Really use the word killed, but he's hurt people with love. It's just the love. Like you're trying to fire at him, and now, as you're saying, with that maturity aspect, it's even made him more powerful, in my opinion. And is it gonna be enough to deal with the Gypsy King? What can the Gypsy King do other than really box AJ? Does Fury have the power?
Does he have the legs?
Does
It's
he have
all
the
about
legs?
Fury's legs.
And that is because one thing is that you hit the nail on the head when you spoke about Spence and Crawford. Ultimately, it's the fact that Crawford has been a professional from day one. Where Spence got to a point in his career where he started to rave, he started to drink, he started, as we heard from Derek James, don't go gym and stuff like that. Where
you heard it from me too on here.
Consistent. Yeah, you said it. You let the Fighters Right fans know all of that stuff before the Derek James interview came out. But AJ has. This is why the guy look at him, fam. Like the guy is an Adonis at this stage of his career. And yes, the old adage, you can't put muscles on a chin. But as you said, Mark, we're dealing with heavyweights. All right. People talk about you can't put muscles on a chin, but you better know that you got muscles on your chin when AJ touches it, because he's already rendered. Brother, broke up. Even look at Francis Ngannou.
Listen, if they gave me a chance, I would have broke up Jake.
Exactly. We want to try and make that fight, you know, Mark
for a quarter of the money. For a quarter of the money.
Come on. Old tight sec. Thank you again for the 20 sec. Sammy, sorry. I'm calling you money. But anyway, thank you, Sammy. J6Z 3S for the 20 sec. He says, Spencer out, Golden Boy. Was it Spencer out, Golden Boy? Dr. Prince, in joking. Okay. Nah. We're all here together, bro. It doesn't gonna stay that way. When one can't be we always got backup. But thank you for the contribution. Anyway, so So still, but you still didn't tell us. I mean, you gave us the
Fury. The Fury is about his legs. I can't see it. I think that the Fury that beats AJ is the Fury that beats Wilder. If that Fury doesn't show up, I think AJ can absolutely overpower him.
Yeah.
If I was AJ, I would walk into that ring like I'm the absolute Don. I would jab with you, punch with you, I'd punch through you, and I'd break you down. I just don't think that Fury has got the manpower that he needs to deal with AJ. And if, for AJ to let Fury win, he's going to have to stand looking at him, trying to box him. And that'll be the wrong fight. So tactically, if AJ gets this right, then he can break Fury down. Break him down every round. He's got a good jab. He has to use it, be very powerful, come over the top, and just it's almost like you kind of drive this guy into the ground with your power and your advantages. Because Fury doesn't have that dominance. Look at these guys he's fighting for warm-ups. He's not even really dominating them. No. They're standing up against him like this.
You know the same brother had a cage fight yesterday with about 4 cage men, and he was taking more punches in that fight than he took in a Fury punch. But in a Fury fight. But so in your opinion, you feel that AJ will be too much for Fury?
In my opinion, I think AJ can override him with his power and strength and bulldoze him down, because Fury cannot match him for his strength. And I think that Fury's legs aren't what they used to be. So he should expose Fury's legs while coming in tight. Do not be open. Don't be like this with your hand. Like, you can't fight Fury like that. Hands up, break him down, stay on top of him, break him up.
Yes. Golden Boy, I see you sitting there saying, Mark,
took everything from me, legend. I was going to go to the legs, and then you took that from me. But
I didn't think that. We're in agreement, bro.
So I'm gonna start with Fury. He was in, like, even though he came out on top with Wilder, you did the first fight where he was on his bicycle. You did a lot of work with your legs that fight. Then you took a big shot, even though you really didn't get hit much that fight. That one shot was 100 shots that you went down and took. I never get my friend said, nah, he must have heard Mickey from Rocky say, "Get up, you SOB. Mickey loves you," or something, because how he got up from that shot. Because I came up in the amateurs with big.
Wait, talking about the first fight.
Talking about the first.
I was there. Like me and Awa was there ringside. It was a madness. I couldn't believe it.
And you know, I came up in the amateurs with Big Country. I remember when he popped up, like when Bud tells that story about, man, we ringside, we didn't know how to spell Tuscaloosa. It was just like me and Saddam Ali was talking about it. He said, man, remember that dude came out of nowhere, bro. In the amateur, and he was making dudes have convulsions on the canvas with, you know, in the amateurs, the gloves are more puffier because we're kids to help absorb shot. For people in the chat who don't know, amateur gloves are the same ounces as, you know, 10 ounce or whatever, but they're puffier to absorb shock because they're children or young adults, and you don't want to deliver as much shock to them. And then you have the headgear on to try to absorb it as well. And he was hitting guys, and they were having convulsions on the game.
So that power has been ruled from amateurs.
Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. So, and you get up from that as Fury. You get up from that. Then you go into the second fight, and you put a lot of weight on you, wearing them down. And yeah, that fight was much easier, but we don't know what he went through them 8, 10, or 12 weeks prior to that. He had an easy night. How many times we done had easy nights? But that 8, 10 week camp was a lot. You know, so we don't know about that. And then the third fight was
Mark's moving like his teeth in something out of something.
Like the cat burglar.
I'm locking my cat in.
You're moving like a cat.
I'm locking my cat in.
Opinion on this. I wanted to get your opinion on this, Legend. I said once the second fight was easier with Wilder,
Yes.
but we don't know what he went through the 8, 10, or 12 weeks prior to that. How many fights any of us done had where we made the fight easy, but we still got to heal up from the 8, 10, 12 weeks prior to that.
Yeah, and then the third fight, that wasn't easy at all.
That one wasn't easy at all.
You had to do a lot of bouncing back up.
Exactly. So then you take all of those years and you wonder, you start maybe having those comments to yourself like, man, I wonder, can I still get in there and dance like for 4 rounds?
Fights you see.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
I'm about to get to that. Yep.
Bro, get to that, golden boy.
That took away his invincibility.
Exactly.
His own man.
And he was hurt. He was that hurt where his head was clear, but his legs was gone. He knew everything that was still going on around him. You can look at it. He knew everything that was going on around him, but his legs was not responding. Nothing was right there. And then you go into the second fight. You put everything into that, and you lose that one. You start to question, like, man, I wonder, can I still dance for 5 rounds straight if I want to move around like I want to? And now you got this big guy in front of you with a shot.
Remember his dad, Golden Boy. Remember his dad said in the interview that he ain't the same.
He not
his legs are gone. He should retire. No one knows you like your dad. And it's not like your dad's a side fan. Your dad's a fighter, an ex-fighter. He's brought you up. He's watched you through your career. He's the first one that sees your legs go.
Yeah.
Same thing like Chris Eubank Sr. said about his son. He said his legs are gone. He's not supposed to be fighting.
100%. How are you going to keep your legs when you're dropping yourself down to some weight group you got no business in? The man was afraid for his kid's life.
Yeah, because you dehydrated and everything. So with Fury in his legs, you like, okay, you may have that talk to yourself. I wonder if AJ's cutting the ring off. I know he's slow with his feet. He could cut off the ring pretty good, but I know I could dance around him. But do I got the same legs to dance around him for 5 rounds?
It's such an intriguing fight because I
think Fury's gonna go and try and knock him out Tunde.
That's what I was just about to say. It's such an intriguing fight because you know why I say that? I feel like there's vulnerabilities in both guys. Big vulnerabilities that can be exposed. That can be exposed, and that's what happens when you get these fights at the tail end of the career. You're never gonna get them as younger men. Like, could Pacquiao have beaten Floyd earlier days? I don't know if he could have, because Floyd did make that fight quite easy at the end. But Floyd got rocked in that fight twice. Floyd's legs. Where his legs went. So it's a fight which, again, it could go. I've said from day one I believe AJ can beat him, but that was at the beginning, middle. Now we're at the end. I'm still gonna believe that AJ can do a number on Fury. But one thing I know about this Tyson Fury, he's gonna step up because this is more than just. This is more than just a tactical fight. This is a mental fight. This is like. You're like when you're in school and you're fighting for the bragging rights. Who's the best fighter in the year? That's what this fight is like. It's like, who's the best fighter in the 4th year? It's me. So let's, it's gonna bring something, or it's gonna put something in both individuals where they are now gonna say to themselves, there is absolutely no way I'm losing this fight. This is a true battle of Britain, as Guzzi said.
But why are they talking about it being in New York? That should be in Wembley.
That is the second question.
Should be in Wembley. I'm sorry, 100,000 people. It should be in Wembley. Period. I don't know how far my words, but I'm American, and I'm telling you, please do not put that here. You do not put a fight like that in 20,000 seats. You don't. Against people who will not appreciate it. Like, I'm sorry. We're not like, I want to get this off, coach. I'm sorry. Us
That's
Americans,
an 80,000 seater full house. That's an 80,000 seater full house arena.
Yes.
If AJ and Dubois could fill out Wembley, then Yuri and AJ, they'll full out Wembley twice, bro.
No. But so basically, what you're saying, Golden Boy, is that just based on the fact that they are 2 UK fighters, and I mean, Carissa Shields more or less said the same thing. In America, the talk ain't like what is like going to be in Britain. In Britain, it's a proper battle of Britain. They're not so widely recognized in the US or spoken about in the US. You probably walk down the street, they don't know. Probably Anthony Joshua. I'm gonna take that back. Anthony Joshua is definitely known in the US. He's a
Oh,
he's a he's a global superstar. But
So is
ultimately,
Fury.
he is. He's, for me, he's on
So is
Netflix.
Fury.
For me, he's on Netflix. He's big. For me, he's on
No,
Netflix. He's
so
big.
is Fury.
So
It's just our likability is a
exactly.
little bit
It's
different,
what one you like.
but they're the
I never.
same.
I try to never get personal in boxing. Obviously, I've got my guy who I think is gonna win it.
Fury
You
might
know,
be more known than AJ because of the Wilder fights, Tunde.
true. That's a good
Let's
point.
look at the facts here.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
I forgot.
Yeah. I've got a good
They
point.
they,
There.
they know
But
this kid and they
ultimately,
respect him as well.
yeah. But for sure, and I mean, when I was in New York for the first fight, I think the first was it New York or LA? I always get them mixed up. The first Wilder fight, Golden Boy, was it in New York or LA? I can't remember. I was there
No,
anyway.
LA.
I think it was LA. I think no, was it LA? I think it was New York. Anyway, wherever it was, I remember after the fight, the amount of travelers that was in that hotel. I thought I was in Burgess Park across the road from Lynn. You remember Lynn? You remember Lynn? Across the road was a traveler site, and all the travelers them used to come. Bro, they used to roll into the Lynn, no training, just come. Yeah, they want to fight.
Yeah, they want to
The
fight.
place was packed. Fury fans. So I know there's a traveling community in the US as well that are there supporting Tyson and everything he brings. So you may well be right. Tyson is as big in the US as he is in the UK. Remember, he had a US promoter because he's got that top rank connection.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case.
I think more people are going for Fury for this fight,
I believe so.
Especially after the Prenga drop.
Yeah. But Prenga, I see someone said a YouTuber got up against AJ's shot, but Prenga never got. Prenga got laid out. And that's the thing I like about AJ. When he knocks brothers out, he knocks them out properly. They, and but there's a lot of vulnerability.
He follows through that brick.
Yeah. There's a lot of vulnerabilities in both fighters, and it's who you like best. And it's been great to tactically break it down. I think there's only two fights left, and that is that we have to discuss, and that is Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez versus Rolly Romero. Which one are we starting with, Mark?
Let's start with Conor Benn and Garcia.
Yeah. This fight here, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I don't know. I heard it. Go. I want you to start because I like to hear the general talk first.
So let's look at Conor, right?
Yes.
Now, Conor came to the Eubank fight, the best Conor you will ever see.
The first one or the second one?
The best. No, listen. The first Conor Benn, Conor trained and prepared with the most resilient mindset. I'm going to do this. You can't beat me. My dad, he had everything. The legacy, all of that. He fought with his heart out. Now, Eubank had nothing much in his body. You could see it, but he had the same mindset. But his mindset won through.
Yes.
And his resolve to find something deep down when there was nothing left in the tank was more than what Conor had, which edged him and gave him the fight. The second fight was too close to the first fight.
Yes.
So you haven't even juiced back up, nourished back up, fixed back up your body for the next fight. What you've done, you put it under more strain, took out more nourishment from it, drained it out even more. So you was weaker in your second fight than you was in your first fight. That's why from round one, Eubank looked like nothing. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it. Eubank looked like he ain't got nothing in the tank. His legs look gone, everything. That's why Conor never truly gets that respect from everyone for that win, because we know what you were facing. And all you done this time was not go gun ho. All you done was box box a little bit more, be a bit more patient, and box on the outside, right? You're fighting a guy that can't do the same. Match somebody on the same level. Now we can judge you. Here comes Garcia. He's not only on that level, he surpasses that level.
Trust me.
He's sharper than Conor. He's sharper than Eubank. Eubank sharp. Garcia is super sharp.
Yeah.
Eubank can punch. Garcia can punch. He put you to sleep, blood. That left hook, Eubank ain't got no left hook like that. So put these two guys in together. Do you think you're going to come with your boxing skills and beat a Garcia when Garcia knows how to box, knows how to punch, and while you're doing all that slipping, Wyman's going to time your ass and take you out? I think it's time to now expose and see what level you're really at, Conor, because now all the gaslighting that you're this and you're that has to end. Now you got to show up. Now you got to put up, and Garcia's the guy to do it with. So it's for Garcia to lose this fight, because I think everything's on his side. You know, he's got great movement. We love Conor, always moving, coming in and stuff. But it's not like he's presenting Garcia with something he hasn't seen before. This guy grown up with all the top fighters that we're seeing right now. He's grown up with them. He's been in the amateurs with them. He's been in the... He violated Haney. Violated Haney. Dropped him, smoked him. Like, don't come to me with no heads thing afterwards. You got violated in the fight. Simple. Done. You can't... No court case can fix that. You could go court, but it can't fix the way you got bashed up. And I think Conor's in for a rude awakening for this fight.
All right. Wow. Okay. Go ahead. Before you say that, thank you, Sammy, for the 20 sec. You reminded me, I didn't say it, but he said he was only joking about the Spencer. Love Spencer. Great show. We probably know that already, man. We already know.
Come on, Sammy. You know.
Come on, Sammy.
No, baby. But Legend, I was asked about this yesterday while we were streaming. So I'm gonna basically say that, and then I'm gonna try to reiterate a little more and then add to it. So with Conor, I know he's hungry, and I know he wants to shut people up about you only here because of your dad type of thing. Yeah, I get that, but I do worry about him cutting that muscle back down to get down to this 47. I do worry about that, because you get to 47 and you go rehydrate, and next thing you know, after 4 rounds in, man, my kidneys hurting. Like, why my calf muscles cramping up? You shake it off, keep going, and it's like, dang, why I'm starting to feel like I'm in quicksand. You get in around 7 and 8. You know, you worry about that. But I know, I never was around Ryan like that, but I seen him in the amateurs and everything. Yeah, Ryan has a gifted left hook.
Trust me.
You cannot throw that hook and you just can't. You're gonna hurt your arm. You're gonna hurt your shoulder trying to throw the hook how he throws it. You just can't do it. But he has not added to his game as he should have at this point. One thing I learned, Legend, being around a lot of great fighters when I was a little boy with my dad and all those guys, I'll say the story because I can say the name now, just like I say yesterday. I can say the name now because it's years old, whatever. But Mr. Bo, it was some old timers in the gym and some fighters, and they said, when you win a world title, you either get 5 times better or 5 times worse. And we're gonna see how much he stepped up his game with this belt. And
do you think he showed a sign of stepping up his game when he won the title?
Yeah, I did. That's
what did he show us? What did he show us to win that WBC?
Just to carry on.
I'm sorry. Now go ahead, Coach. Go, Coach.
I was saying, I was gonna say this when you made this point yesterday. In that Barrios fight, he showed us something I ain't seen before.
Yes.
He showed us skill, boxing skill, and that for me, he's improved and he
Yes.
I
showed it.
think he gets better off that.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's the
go
point
ahead.
I'm making. But
Yeah.
now it's different when you win that belt. You guys know, when you get to a certain level, even getting the intercontinental, getting the interim, now you hunt it. You're
Yeah,
not
Yes.
hunting no
100%.
more.
Yeah.
Everybody looking only at you. Like,
Yeah.
and just the little things that I wish he could add at the level he's at now. Whereas, like, you already got that beautiful hook. Just add a hook off the jab. Add a hook off the jab to it. Add some extra feints to it. And then his hand is already healed up now. So drop the brick off the hook right hand. Get the dude
But
looking at the hook so much he walks hook, boom, drop the
no,
brick.
no, no, no. You know what? I'm glad Mark's here because yesterday when you was talking, it was just me and you. But it's good
Yes,
to
sir.
have a third party here. He did use the right hand in the barrier,
Yes.
so you
Yeah.
clap him with the
Yes,
overhand
clap
right.
them. Yes.
So the right hand is there. It's effective, and I
Yeah,
feel
because it's
like
all healed. It's healed now.
I feel like now everyone is expecting the left hook. He is working on that right hand. And so when now they're watching the left foot, bam, the right hand, and guess what? Now I've got your brain thinking right and right. Then I'm coming with a natural
Now,
thing, which is
and,
that left.
Yep, but so here's the thing. I remember and so now he's added this. Now you just want him to keep adding extra things, start adding the extra feints to it and everything. But here's the thing about it. This is where Conor gets his shot. This is why I was saying all this yesterday and adding this now. He's getting better. Now you want him to just add extra things to it, add extra nuances to it. Because when you get to that higher level, it's extra little stuff now that mean even more. The smallest things mean the highest part of your game. Like how sharp is your jab going to be? That's going to be your fundamentals have to be so much more on point, things like that. But here's where Conor can get off. Ryan has always had issues fighting on the inside. Always through the amateurs and everything. And when we always know, Ryan has a fast jab. You have to be alert of it. But if Conor can get past that jab, even just shoot his jab with pick and shoot his jab. It ain't gotta land. His jab, Conor's jab ain't gotta land, but just throw it. Get his attention to freeze. If you could get to where Ryan doesn't circle out when he freezes and you get past his elbow and you pull in, tear him out the frame. That's the only shot. You have to tear him out the frame from right there, from the bottom up. And then every time you try to step away, all that stuff you see Conor doing on the back, that's what he's supposed to be doing right there. That side step, this is when you want to see, when as soon as Ryan wants to turn right and get up out of there, turn left and get up out of it, you supposed to be sidestepping and cutting him off. His knee should knock on yours, and then you shooting everything up the middle while you on the side of him. Well, now you're not going nowhere. Now I'm gonna pull my shoulder. Now I'm gonna pull my shoulder in, pull the glove in. I'm gonna do all of this. So you're not going away unless they say break, break, and then you get away. Then you right back on them. That's his shot to get.
Well, you know what? Your commentary has made me. You're sounding like Audley Harrison. You're making me believe like Audley Harrison because Audley Harrison. Who is joke? When Audley gives a commentary about a fight, He will change your whole perspective. He will make you just go against the man that you've been saying is gonna win. So the way you just spoke, it activated thoughts in my mind. I actually just thought about the way Conor Ben could win this fight, Mark.
That's correct. That's correct.
I was like agreeing with Mark, 100%.
Yeah.
It behind closed doors. I got support my man them. But actually thinking about that tactical breakdown that you just done, Conor can actually do this.
Yes.
He can actually stay close to Ryan because Ryan, he can't just run away and do that what Rolly done, just try back up, and the Rolly's throwing heavy. Conor, I feel, will fire even more. It's gonna be if Conor can take the shots when coming in, because he's gonna get touched when he's coming in. But if he can keep his head low, keep rolling, back him up to the ropes, and then just start doing that. But I've never seen that work at that level.
Yes, at that level, correct.
That kind of just going in and fighting, kind of like the IBF kind of fight we was talking yesterday. I ain't seen no top fight where man could do that. And people talk about Mike Tyson. It was different because Mike used to use the jab off of that.
Yes.
And then he used to work inside, getting body, head, come up, you know, and I don't know. It's hard to replicate that style. Has Connor got the power at 147? I want to believe he has. I want to believe he has.
This is really exciting because the fights we're talking about, you
Yes.
could even say they got a 60-40, 50-50
Yeah.
in them.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to Tony Sims, who I respect maximum respect. And Tony's like, listen, when Connor wins this fight, I just want you better give him his respect. Because
I'll give Connor up maximum respect if he beats Garcia. Maximum.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like the British
Maximum.
public are kind of like writing him off, and some would say rightly so. The Prograis fight, one thing Prograis we just said is that he's never been hit as hard as Conor Ben hit him, but I don't know if that was
I
just
don't know about that.
Nah,
I never saw progress.
Yeah,
shots in
I
his
never saw progress
I don't know
rocking
about that.
all over the place.
maybe we're still waiting for the Zuffa check to clear before
Mm.
before he start disrespecting man. But he apparently did say that, and I can believe it. Connor's gonna be up for this fight. He's gonna be up for this, but ultimately, this fight can boil down to skill and IQ. It's like what Shakur said. Shakur said to Connor, "How long you been boxing?" And I don't know. Connor gave an answer. He said, "You're cooked. I've been doing this
Oh,
since I've been doing this since I'm 7 years old." And this is the IQ and the experience what we're talking about. Connor hasn't had that. But one thing I can tell you, if Garcia's out there smoking weed and drinking and then looking good for the camera, it's gonna be a long night.
I think even he knows he can't live that life right now.
Oh,
I
he
think
knows.
winning the WBC belt has done something to him.
Yeah.
And
You
Legend,
might be
you
right.
know, I done heard through the grapevine, like he knew what was at stake with beating Barrios. He knew like he knew that, okay, yeah, I'm a star or whatever, but if I don't beat this boy De La Hoya, from what I was told, it was
I'm done.
I gotta get rid of him. Because
That's
now
right.
they're gonna start slowly decreasing me up out of here, man. Like they,
That's
you know,
right.
and he knew that. He knew that.
I think he gets better.
Yes, I believe so. And if he gets better, that's good for Connor. Because if Connor goes out there and does a number on him, coming back to the UK, a WBC champion, that's magnificent. So again, I'm always
I'm
gonna
putting my
back my
cards
man.
on the table on these call outs. I'm calling the fights.
Yeah. So
You know,
finally,
whether I'm right or wrong, I'm just calling it the way I see it.
of course,
I'm a
and you
bit
got to.
concerned with
Listen,
Fury's legs. I don't think Connor it can step up to that level. He looks really good when you see him on the bag. He looks really good when you see him on pads and doing all kind of stuff. But don't forget, the best of Connor was the 2 fights of Eubank. And both Eubanks were drained. If you had the best of Connor in the Eubank fights and you had the best of Eubank in the Eubank fights, who do you think would have won those 2 fights? It wouldn't have been 1-1. It would have been 2-0.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
I don't care what you say. It would have been 2-0 because you're beating a guy finished. So of course you can box him. And the first one, you were beating a guy finished as well.
Yeah.
But he still had enough in him to beat you.
Yes.
He still had enough in him to beat you, and you weren't weight drained. He was.
Yeah. And people don't get that part, Coach. That's like, you know, he killed himself to get to the weight. You see his whole team around him while he's doing these, when they filming him. And
I forgot about that, you know, in the sauna suit thing.
Yes, you gotta keep an eye on him, like, man. And then you trying to make sure that as soon as the camera, he gets through this, you rehydrate. He rehydrates. All right, we got him here. We got him to the dressing room. All right, how your legs feeling? How this and that feeling? How that's feeling? You get him out there, and then you sweating up a storm. I was watching it because of, you know, who my girlfriend is with medical and Wyoming medical. Watching that, I'm like, please just keep sweating. I'm the medical in me came over instead of the fight fan because I'm watching him in the corner going, please keep sweating. Please keep sweating. Because I'm thinking in my mind, if he stops sweating,
it's a problem.
this is gonna make global news and mess up
Yes.
boxing if he passes out. This prestige kid passes out right here, and then
100%.
soon as it's over with, what do you hear? Like, man, they had to shoot him up with morphine to get him stable because your body shutting and he's in pain. And now you get to hydrate, and then you're trying to make sure you put the right nutrients in his body. All that stuff matters.
People don't realize what the state this guy was in to win this fight and beat Conor, but he done it.
So they're gonna doubt Conor. Like, look, man, look. But
the second fight was once again about money.
Yes.
Like I think Eubank in his head knew that to do this twice, to go to the world twice in a row in a short space of time, that's a bit of a stretch. The first time I was in hospital, for how long after? What is the second time going to do to me?
Yes. Very interesting. All right,
so
and let's finish up.
I don't know about Conor and Garcia, mate.
So Golden Boy. So
yes, sir.
Who's winning that? I don't think I got from you who's gonna. I mean,
who am I picking? Overall, who am I picking? I'm picking Ryan. The really said that hunger, his length, the speed, change up the speed a little bit, keep him turning. I think he'll make it. He could sit there by the middle rounds, get him under control.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna play the God's advocate and go for my man Conor.
Oh yeah,
to cause a massive upset in Vegas. All right, finally, Teofimo Lopez against Rolly. Now this, I don't know. The way I'm looking now, Rolly just got outclassed. I mean, Teofimo just got played with by Shakur. And sometimes you can play a certain character, but then it gets to a situation where I don't believe you, bro. It's like when you hear Deontay come and say, "Bam, squat," bro. It don't
feel the same, right? It don't feel the same, right?
It ain't got the same vibe. I can't. There's a frequency of you saying "bomb squad." It doesn't move me no more. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the way Tio got played with by Shakur. You can come with all your antics, showboating you as this, that. I don't feel it no more. And for me, I feel like Rolly is the more hungry. I feel like Rolly is gonna go in there and damage and Teofimo. That's just my opinion. That's the first one I've spoken first before hearing any of your opinions. But I just don't believe Tio. He struggled against Ortiz. He struggled the one before that, and then he just got outclassed, beaten up by Shakur. So it's like I don't know. He's not the same fighter that beat Lomachenko. That was a great victory, doing that to Lomo. But we know Lomo's a small guy anyway. He's a small guy, and I feel like with Teofimo, he's played his part well. His social media is great. He hypes up the fight. I think he just done that thing 2 days ago where he's got all cut and everything like that. He's got a good makeup artist to sell the fight. He's done that. But Rolly, sometimes he's so simple. He's so simple that he's effective. And I feel that, he's so simple that he's effective. And I just think that he's going to beat up Teofimo Lopez. What do you think, Mark? What do you think, Golden Boy?
After you,
go for it, Golden. Okay. I think that Tio might be going down a little bit. You said boxing's 90% mental.
Yes.
And I think with Teofimo Lopez, it really is about his mindset.
Yes.
And I think his dad has affected him badly by not being there for him the way he should, emotionally and mentally, after the loss that he's had.
Yes.
And that's going to affect any son. It's almost like you don't have your team, but the person that you love the most, who trains you and works with you, you want a hug from him. You want a kiss from him to know that, son, you're not just a fighter that I'm training. You're my son. I love you, win or lose. I got you, son. And his dad didn't bring that to the table, bro.
Yeah.
And I
Very
think
good point, Mark.
that's affected their relationship, And that's going to affect your performance because your trainer, if you don't have that link with him and there's a little something missing, you can't inject into him what he needs in his time of hour when he's in trouble in that ring. You need that connection that you can't just
Interesting.
make up in a moment. So
Very
Rolly's
interesting.
going to bring it. Rolly's going to bring it. And if there is some emotional gaps between him and his dad that's not fixed, I think in the fight when Rolly brings the pressure, they're going to need to have a mended and healed relationship for him to come out and display the skills. This boxing game is mental, and little things like that have a lot to do with it.
This is so like this is why I love this platform and why I love this show, because I think we touch, and fighters or other platforms or what have you, or even boxing shows with commentators, they hardly touch on the mental aspect of the game, the psychological aspect. It is 90% of the sport, and the point that you're making is very key. Because you see his dad jumping around like some little joker, jumping around. I'm like, bro, look at your bro. You
Very,
got some
very
big
childish.
mustache, and bro, it's like so childish. I'm like, bro, that's why even Terrence called for that to get up and say, bro, just behave yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, it's not that. So it's like, whose fight is it? Whose fight? Because he ain't doing it like the way Bill Haney does it. Bill Haney does it like, I'm promoting the fight so my son could get the big check. But the way he's bouncing up and down, I don't. I mean, I always agree with father son combo. I just agree with them because I feel like no one, as you said, Mark, no one knows you better than your father. But only if it's to their advantage. I can't see a dad telling him, "Where's your power? Where's your power, man?" Like, he's really putting him down, in the corner.
100%.
That stuff is for the gym. When you're on that, the time to be calm is when they're actually fighting. Again, boxing is the easiest sport to talk about, not so easy to do. But these fights here are fights where everything's got to be cool before you're going into. So yeah, I totally agree with you, and that is just of another perspective of what I'm saying in terms of the fight. I'm talking about more the physical aspect. You're now talking about the mental aspect. So that's great, Mark.
Yeah, bro.
Golden Boy.
And remember, sorry, T.O. ain't no tank puncher.
Nah, no way,
T.O.'s
man.
not a tank
Yeah, he a
puncher.
sharp puncher.
So he ain't,
He's a
he ain't,
shark.
he ain't, he ain't putting Rolly to sleep with no one
Yes.
punch finish, right? He's gonna have
Yes.
to really work well, break him down, be in control of the fight. And I'm not sure if Rolly's gonna allow him to control the fight like that.
Yeah.
I don't think T.O.'s got that Shakur type chess mentality to do that. And I think Rolly's going to be disturbing him when he throws them awkward, mad punches, and he could really put a hurt on Tio.
Yeah. I mean, you look at and Rolly is a welterweight. That boy is a welterweight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tio's more of a lightweight
Mm-hmm.
coming up.
Going up.
Turn welter, right?
Yeah, and I see
Yeah.
when I was in Johnny Toko's in Vegas with my little boy Otu and O'Hara Davis. Both of them sparring Rolly at the time. But I've been in this game a hot minute and I've had some experiences.
Yeah.
And it's mad when I think back, I'm like, bro, man's just coming off with a road mark. And I'm saying, but I need to see what's going on in this boxing thing. And I'm taking myself to California, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. And I'm like,
Brilliant.
I'm watching them come up as kids. So I remember in the gym,
Yeah.
and I remember it was O'Hara Davis, Otu Saba, and AY was with us. Definitely AY was with us. There's no way O'Hara was there and AY wasn't. And first of all, Rolly getting in the ring with O'Hara. and no, did Otu get in the ring with him first? I think O'Hara got in the ring with him first. And O'Hara Davis put a beating on Rolly's ass. Bear in mind, Rolly's a young boy.
Yeah,
So
he young. Yep. He was still learning.
He was still as a kid.
Yeah.
And his dad was putting it in there with O'Hara's always had mad heavy hands, especially when
Yes.
he first turned pro. And then he put him in, then we put in the Rolly in with Otu. And Otu and Rolly had a good spar. Otu and Rolly had a good spar. And then the next day, I was like, yeah, you want to go back in the ring with O'Hara? He said, no, that boy is too strong for his dad. His dad said that boy is too strong for Rolly. But to see him go from a kid all the way through the ranks, it just shows you
All
sometimes
the
when you look at
way
these guys,
to
you don't know what they're
past
gonna
O'Hara, right?
surpass. And it's just an amazing feat. And I'm saying, like, I've watched this boy or seen this boy from a very young age. Probably he was probably about 12 or 13 that time, and the dad was putting him in the ring with O'Hara, who was a man strength, who had manpower, And then the next time again about this is what good management is, and guiding fighters through, because you can see a kid, you can be training a kid with a lot of potential, and then you go and ruin them and put them in
Mm,
hard sparring sessions, which
yeah.
is ultimately going to damage them. So I feel like Rolly is the solid welterweight. He's gonna be like going into that ring. Rolly could even be 154, 160.
Mm,
He may be that weight, and I don't know if Tiafimo can stack on that kind of weight. Yes, he's
mm,
gonna move around and stuff like that, but I see already in preparation for this fight, Rolly sparring with them MMA man. These guys are
mm,
gonna give him awkward angles and stuff. You see that when he
mm,
when he body slammed the brother that tried
mm,
elbow him, he body slammed. So he's gonna
yeah.
be ready for Tio's awkward,
Yeah.
attacks. So yeah, Tio's Rolly's gonna be a solid weight, but still, Golden Boy.
Oh man.
Tell me, man.
Okay.
I can't see it going no other way but than Rolly win.
All right. You know, Gordo, he got schooled by Shakur.
Who's Gordo? Who's Gordo?
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. So us in the amateurs being around Tio, we always called him Gordo. That's why you saw a few fights back. He had it when he had the white trunk, he had it on the back of his trunks, Gordo. That's always been
Okay.
his nickname. That's why if you look at certain reporters, they ain't know that. And he'll go, I think he was in New York and he was walking through for the press conference. They say, yo, what up, Gordo? He went, yo, what's up, man? How you been? So that's always been his name. So Gordo, he's always been an explosive guy. Like he can fight, don't get me wrong, but he's more
Okay.
like explosive, but when you got solid fundamentals and you just not worried about his explosiveness, you can control him. And he always had a habit of fighting down to his competition. Because remember, he's had certain fights where we were not expecting for it to be that difficult for him. Maybe it will go rounds, maybe it will go to decision, but not be as difficult as it turned out to be for him.
Yes.
And I commend them to also making the fight, because I also said this yesterday, so I'm saying that because I know you may not know Legend, but basically them two are really good friends. Like when Rolly broke his hand and Gordo was up here with us, Dusty, and trained out of Dusty's gym, and he gave him part of his Nakatani purse when he was fighting right here at the MGM to give to Rolly, and Rolly never forgot that.
Oh wow!
Keep him afloat. Like I'm gonna tell y'all the real. Like he gave it to, and Rolly don't mind me saying it, but like he gave it to him. Like, man, thank you. And matter of fact, Rolly said this in the interview. He said, man, I took that and put it in the stocks and I flipped it. I will always be grateful to Tio for that. So
that's big.
Big. That's real. So
it won't stop him from hammering upside his head.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, Mr. Prince, because I grew up around two certain legends. Who were those legends? Simon Brown, Mr. Simon Brown, Mr. Maurice Blocker. And I didn't believe it until I actually was around Mr. Simon. I said, Mr. Simon, is the legend true? That I knew that they were best friends, came up together, double dates and all that stuff, came up on cars together. But when they fought each other, he said, did y'all really go to dinner right after the fight? He said, no, that's not true. That part of the legend is not true. We had to do it the next night because we were both in the hospital.
So basically, what you're telling me, that these boys are gonna let go.
I think they're not gonna have no problem with rumbling. I don't think they're gonna have no problem with rumbling.
No problem.
That part. Let's really break down Gordo. Does the name Joey Gamache ring a bell to either of you at the moment?
I heard that name, Joey Gamache.
I've also heard that name.
He's still a trainer, right?
Former world champion.
Yeah, but he's a trainer now.
Yep. See, people forget about Joey Gamache because when you bring up Joey Gamache, the first thing you see is the highlight reel knockout when he gave up like 20 freaking pounds to Gaddy, and Gaddy had that highlight reel knockout where his head bounced off the canvas. And it made him retire because he might have winning a lawsuit with New York about the weight. and getting paid from that because he had real bad migraines. He still has them to this day, whatever. But he became a coach. Who was he coaching? Gordo.
Tio.
All of Gordo's best performances have been with Joey Gamache.
Okay.
Quiet as it's kept from what I was told. I see. I got you pulled in, legend. Come on in. Let's go into story time. So let's go ahead. Your own, now I'm your nephew. Let's go ahead and have some story time. So what I'm hearing through the grapevine is Joey Gamache set up the beautiful game plan that helped him beat
Comey
and Loma. He's all the best performances, all the times when he had his spectacular showings was Joey Gamache in there giving the extra look. He was the tape watcher. He was the one who was in there giving them extra stuff. But from what I was told, T.O.'s father got tired of not getting as much. I guess this is from someone else telling me it's quote unquote. He wants all the attention. And the attention, he never gives Gordo no real advice in the corner. Not once. And now this is me talking. Now
who's this? Who never does? His dad.
His dad. I've never once seen T.O.'s dad give him.
I can agree with that because I've never heard real knowledgeable advice to go out and change any tactics or do anything.
Ever. I've never.
It's called gas me up coaching.
Yeah,
but Joe, that's not Michael Pence.
No, that's the legendary Mike Prince, 23-1. Mike Prince.
Come on. Dr. Mark Prince.
Mr. Ray, I know who you are. I know I look young, but I watch a lot of tape. All the way back to the black and white. But basically,
all the way back.
Man, he never once I've ever heard him give him, even in sparring, I've never heard him really give him as much advice as he should. At all. It's always wanting attention grab.
Always. I think T.O.'s aware of this also.
Yeah. But it's a little bit too far gone now. You waited till now to do this. You needed this many bad performances to finally tell you, hey, look, Pop, we gotta have a sit down. You needed this many bad performances. And the one time, and Joey Gamache was a class act from what I was told about how he handled it. He just tipped his hat, said thank you, and kept it moving, but always kept T.O. in his praise because he kind of, from what I was told, it was like he just knew that this is going, all right, I just want that kid to do good, but I think there's going to be some holes coming in his game. And now you take those same holes, and the way to beat Gordo, remember when Roy Jones was on top of his game? What did you always hear the old timers say? The old timers used to say is he is gifted. He has a natural bit, but once he loses
the fundamentals,
seconds,
yes,
himself a second of that skill set. Now we're gonna see if he really was taught how to fight well. How good is his fundamentals? Because if you got good from once you start to lose it a little bit, or somebody else got more solid fundamentals than you, and all you are is athletic and explosive, the fundamentals and timing will always win out. Old timers always told me that in the gym. Always told me that. Adrian Davis, great Tom Browner, Uncle Nestor, all these guys that I was around, Dave Jacobs, all these guys have told me, you got good abilities, Junior. You got great natural abilities. But what's good is you're good. You got good fundamentals. You got a good jab because once you lose that, when you get to 30 something and you just lose 10 for a second, you're gonna fall back on your fundamentals and that'll get you by. That's when you learn if you were taught how to fight properly. Now you know how to fight. And I want to see is T.O. going to adjust because even his feet were having problems against Shakur.
Yes.
Balance. You should never have that type of problem with your balance at that level. Ever.
100%.
Shakur was controlling that with just quarter step, side step. Just bring this foot forward, side, forward, and then pulling. Just little stuff. And as soon as he would step in, he would lock T.O.'s leg. T.O. lose balance. And now that makes me wonder with him fighting Rolly. We already know Rolly loads up bricks.
Yes.
It's a brick coming. The one thing you can guarantee, God taxes and Rolly's loading up a brick.
God taxes and the brick.
All the time.
You gotta catch
everything is up.
Your ears gonna be sharp, you know, Mark. You forget, you don't catch the bar. Come on.
Like every time Rolly throws something, it's heavy. Like I've talked to guys who sparred him when he wasn't a 47-pound hitter. They said, man, even shot, man, two people. One guy told me, he said, man, we sparring. I thought he had 10s on. The second dude told me, he said, man, I caught it. I felt that junk go through the glove. I'm like, hold on, I caught that. What just naturally what Emmanuel Stew used to say of free swingers, where even when they take it off on shots, not loading up, you still feel it. And you wonder if he breaks that jab, and you know, Rose likes to shoot his jab up from here, and he might shoot low, you know, and whatever. And you got T.O. planting his foot here. Will he be able to load up something like, okay, I see, because you know T.O. come on, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to make a mistake. And he loads up. Then all of a sudden Rolly load up. But at the same time, Rolly could get caught because Rolly a lot of times he shoots all his bricks wide. He never straightens out his shots. And now all of a sudden you should see T.O. Gordo loads up a under over. And all of a sudden Rolly's hurt. So that's the intriguing thing about this fight. But the biggest thing for me is, what did T.O. do to sharpen up to make people say, man, that's just one night? I ain't never letting that happen again. I'm already working on to make sure that don't happen.
It is a tight fight because Rolly's a good guy and he can rough up T.O.
Yes.
But T.O. has also got some slickness about him. That's a little bit tidier than Rolly's. And will that rule out it over the 12 rounds? Will that pay off? Or will Rolly clip him? T.O.'s not a perfect fighter. Shakur is.
Yes.
T.O. isn't.
And but also, you know, Gordo his foot, I've seen him do lateral movement before. I didn't hear the ring bounce. You know how you hear somebody move around the ring, you know they got heavy feet, you hear the co-co-co, you hear the wood go co-co-co-co.
Yeah.
Man, I watched that man move around the ring. I didn't hear the ring move.
So he's slick.
God,
so he has got movement.
Pretty. It was so pretty. Just to watch him dance and he took like 4 rounds, he was just dancing. I was like, God,
so if the right T.O. turns up,
there you go.
He does a number on Rolly.
There you go. He walks Rolly into shots all night. But if he sits there and does this and doesn't sit there and adjust, and he sits right here in front of Rolly too much, that's Rolly's best shot. And when he hits him, you know what my father always told me? He told me this at a young age when I was sparring. He said, hey, yo, the boy you sparring slow. He's slow as ice water, slow as molasses. Don't get hit by him.
Slow as what? Sorry.
So he said he's slow as ice water, or my father would say he's slow as molasses. But this is what he would do, right?
Keeping these bars in it, Mark. I'm just listening.
Just so you can know.
I grew up with those bars, so that's why I heard what he said straight away.
And here's your thing. Here's the thing.
As molasses.
My father used to say, hard work used to say this. He said, hey man, the boy you working with today, he's slow as molasses. Don't get hit by him.
Yeah.
Because you can see everything coming. But when it lands, it felt like a car door closed. I caught the shot. Right here. I caught it. I swear I caught it. I got the tape. I caught the shot. But I was like, and the bell rung.
Rock your hand inside your face, innit?
Legend. You know when you get hit with a good shot, y'all, and the bell ring, and you know when you get hit with a good shot, you look back at the door.
Yeah, I used to do that to some fighters sometimes.
You're walking back to your corner. You like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, man, his ass said, I told you, don't let him hit, because they got to make everything count. So when they land that big shot, it's like, boom, like, oh my God. Like, geez.
Okay,
you call him. What's your call then? Who you calling on the fight?
If Gordo shows, I'm picking Gordo. I think skill for skill, I'm going with Gordo.
Okay. But last say no, I'm up. I'm listening. I'm getting the bars. I'm getting the knowledge. It's not always talk. They say if you talk too much, if you talk, you're not learning. So I'm listening right now. I'm getting the knowledge from the
Man,
goats as we call
I'm
them. But
telling you,
yeah,
legend, because
this
y'all know dudes that who they when they that slow, when they land, you feel it. Even Tank told that. I talked to Coach
yeah
Kyle.
yeah yeah.
Tank said it in the Showtime thing, and I talked to Coach Kyle and Coach Kenny. Coach Kyle was like, man, Tank told me, he said, man, that dude could hit. He said,
Yes,
he's
sir.
not on the stool. You can't hear Tank say it on tape, because you know how when you got the cameras on you, you either pull your coach real close to where they can, or you go, oh man, the dude can hit, coach, like real smooth, So, but man, Brody can crack, man, with both hands.
Okay. King KO the Great says if Tio can fight Rolly like he did Josh Taylor, he should win easily. Rolly still lacks a lot of fundamentals such as footwork and punch placement,
Yes,
which is more or less saying what you're saying.
walk him
Golden
into
Boy.
shots,
Yes,
turn
sir.
him.
All right, listen.
100%.
We have got this was supposed to be our show. We now almost gone on for 2.5 hours, but it's cool. I don't mind. I don't mind. But I've seen 3 yawns from Mark, and now I'm seeing one from Golden Boy. You know when you
Well,
check
I'm delivering a
camera.
program early in the
I'm so
morning
sorry,
tomorrow.
y'all.
Hey,
My
no.
bad, coach. My bad, legend. God,
No,
You know
it's
when
all good, man.
you know when you're on camera, you try to go like this, and when you're like this, the yawn is coming
The
out.
yawning's on it.
But you're a true yard man, Mark, because you just yawn raggle. You're not even business. You're just yawning, just normal, showing us that. Listen, mate, I can't be here all night. Man's
Oh,
got work in the
boy.
morning.
I'll tell
But
you.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fantastic show. Listen, man, we need to do this again, as we will do it again. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm
always,
here.
we literally could sit here for hours talking
Yeah, bro.
boxing, because
Boxing.
it is the sport that we love, and we really give our real opinions. There's no lying about or no holding back anything. We're talking the talk. Sometimes it hurts fighters to hear the truth. It may not be the truth to them, but we're just seeing it from our standpoint and our perspective. And no one should feel bad about another man telling you their opinion, because it's just their opinion. And sometimes we're right, sometimes we make the wrong call. It's all love. We're all for the fighters anyway. No matter what, everybody wants to.
100%.
Every real guy wants to see a fighter do well, finish the
Do
career
well.
with all these faculties and money in the bank. That's what we want for these guys.
100%.
And this is just talk. It's just conversation. And I love it. Mark loves it. Golden Boy loves it. And we could
Yeah.
talk all day. Spencer the Spirit Fearon has left off. He's down watching cricket, fam. Like, man, he's watching cricket and
he
polo.
moving
So
up in the world.
we
That doctorate got him moving up in the
Spencer's
world.
not even with us again. But it's all good. I know. Listen, when them things done, you're coming back home to the man's them.
Done
So
now.
yeah, trust me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to put on the glasses to end the show
Oh,
in exactly the same way. What? Go
you
ahead,
know,
bro.
I always got to say thank you first. Thank you. It's on UK.
100%.
Thank you guys for just ingratiating me, especially how much love y'all made me feel fresh out the hospital. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Legend.
yes.
I watched the tapes, and to meet you, like, I don't know if you saw, if you go back and watch how stunned I was when he bought you. I'm like, wait, that's my friend. Holy crap. Like, okay, make sure I'm on point, because I don't want to mess up in front of, a legend like you see supporting me. It's an honor, sir, and I hope I did you justice. Spencer, I hope I did you justice. Thank you.
It's an honor to be on the platform with yourself. Tunde knows how I feel about him and Spencer and this awesome platform. It's always a pleasure. That man call me and I'm here. If I can come on, I'm coming on, bro.
Come on.
Thank you for all you gave the game, because to see you now, because I've only watched the tape, so this is my first time seeing you. To see you so well put together, all your faculties intact. You have a beautiful 100%. Home behind you, land. I tip my hat to you, sir. Thank you for all you gave the game.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. I'm just sitting there like I feel like I'm one of them Shaolin old masters that just watch and just nod my head, and I'm like, it makes me feel so happy that to see. And fortunately or unfortunately, it's always people seems from afar off that seem to pay more homage and respect to those that are actually what's the Bible say? I think the Bible says a king is not respected in his own land. More so, it's always from afar. And one of the reasons why I always wanted to have the transatlantic hookup, because you can see we're respecting you, you're respecting us, and this platform embodies all of that. So I thank you guys again, and always the fight is right. Listen, I'm gonna go into all of that. I'm not usually I end the show, but suffice to say, Chrissy Boo, Yemi X, Joe Barrow, Ace12, Jack Swagger, Jay Lanks. Oh my goodness gracious, there has been so much. Mr. Meyer, wait. Listen, it's just too much. There is just too much. But as I always say, just keep supporting, press that subscribe button. You know what? We're not even a channel that's saying we got the. I might get up though. The subscribe button at the top of the screen and everything. Like, oh, subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you don't want to, just
100%.
listen. It's all good. But when they're running out, no one. I feel that if you look at the podcasts and stuff, especially in the UK, people that's independently run, I still say and I still see to this very day, we have the most subscribers than any of them guys, and we're not even doing it the way they're doing it every day. We just come in and talk the business, So to have like 20,000 people live on a watching us, that's big. That's numbers.
Massive.
That's numbers. We ain't got no
Massive.
support. Man, just hook it. It's massive. So
I've got to do a watch along with you.
Yeah. I have to. The watch alongs are live.
I'd love
the
that.
watch alongs are live.
Do you know what I'm saying? I get a little bit of wild though, like you guys. To see my comment. You lot killed me, man. I was dying.
Well, I think if you're gonna do it with us, me and you gotta do a round for round business. Because two of us can't be making up noise at the same time. It don't make no sense.
I was dying, bro.
All right. Let's round it up. Let us end the show in exactly the same way we started it, in the magical words of dream it, believe it, become it. Come on. All right, gentlemen. Have a good evening, Sunday evening. Hope to see you next week. And 100%. Have a blessed, strong week, as Spencer Fearon always says. Love.
Big up to all your listeners, man.
Yeah, but come on.
Just remember my saying, live, love, and forgive.
Yes, I love it. And listen, bro, you're gonna make me start going into a next platform, next thing now, because this is what I'm trying to say. Like, and I guarantee you, if I look at the comment section, people are gonna say, nah, carry on the thing. But listen, Dr. Mark Prince, when you're hearing him say, live, love, and forgive, this man, if you don't know about his story, Kayan, his son, and it's an amazing story of one where you as a father, for you to show the kind of strength you showed and to forgive, man. I was there in the court. What was the court where we went when he had the
Old Bailey at the investiture.
And bro, tears come to my eyes. I'm saying, bro, this brother's powerful. You're a powerful, powerful human being, Mark. And outside of boxing, I feel like your inspiration to much. Your foundation is proven that, and there's always a place for you. That's why it's good. Listen, there ain't no other show that just phone man at 8 o'clock when we start the show and say, yeah, come on the thing. But that's the love.
Do you know what, Tunde? I was actually working on my workshop that I'm delivering at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm coming from Bedford to London to deliver it, and I'm working from 11 to 12 delivering that workshop. Then I'm delivering a boxing workshop from 12 till 2.
Wow.
And do you know what? You see the story you just mentioned about the Old Bailey?
Yes.
Listen to this quick little backdrop. So imagine, the same courthouse that I'm in, having to watch this man that killed my son, that same courthouse gives me the building. The Old Bailey gave me the building for free after the Queen gave me an OBE for everything that I'd done and said, celebrate your investiture of your OBE in the same place where my pain was, the same place where I experienced the most pain. crying every day, listening to what happened to my son's last moments every day. That's the place I go back to bring Sky and all of these. I invited you guys down to come and celebrate the OBE. All I'm saying is that God, if there's any listeners on there that are kind of going through stuff and you're kind of giving up and there's no hope, take hope from the story. See the story through. Don't quit at the bits where it hurts you the most. Go in, ride with the story, see where you can learn and grow and create legacy from your pain, create power from your pain. That's why we as fighters, unless we're unconscious, we get back up again and take more beats, and maybe there's a chance to make a comeback and knock them out. So I'm just saying, you guys listening, get back up.
Cheese. Ladies and
up.
gentlemen, there is no more words for me to say. Good night. God bless. We love you, Dr. Mark Prince. We love you, Junior Golden Boy.
To God be the glory.
All next week.
Come
Love.
on.